traffic accident. One. Beaver County man being held for murder. Labor.
What's going on, y'all? You're tuning in to the highest rated, most listened to podcast to ever grace the airwaves, and you're a better person for listening to us. All right, maybe not, but you're really going to enjoy it anyways. This is Made to Motivate Podcast, and we'll be talking social media hot topics, pop culture news, the greatest in movies and music, and all things sports. Make sure you're following us on social media at Made to Motivate Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and you can watch the show on our YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and with that being said, let's get this show started. What's going on here? There we go.
Been a long time.
I didn't have just my lights on. What is going on, people across the airwaves? I feel like it's been a really long time since we recorded.
Yeah.
This is Made to Motivate Podcast, Season 4, Episode 10, and this is your host, Ryan Weiss. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Unk from Sports Illustrated. How's it going, sir?
It's going fantastic.
Good.
About to catch some Pokemon.
Yeah, buddy. A little pokey poke.
Little pokes.
Christopher, the film freak, Kessinger,
What's going on,
single-handedly
man?
saving the video store.
Yeah, I didn't win.
Hey, A for effort, right? You at least tried.
Yeah.
That means a lot. What's going on? What's new and exciting? We haven't recorded. So we skipped 1 week. It seems like a really long time, but it's only been 1 week since we recorded our last show.
No, 2 weeks.
Well, it's been 2 weeks. We skipped one show.
Yeah,
one episode.
It's either 2 weeks today or tomorrow. I can't remember that week we did Red Lobster, what day we recorded on.
Yeah, I don't remember if we
I
did
don't know.
Tuesday or Wednesday that week.
Did we record after Red Lobster?
We did
That was
it
the
on
day
a different
after.
day, yeah.
Because
Yeah, we
shit
talked
talked
about it.
Eugene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Eugene.
Fucking Eugene. We haven't forgotten.
No, we will not forget. You will not be forgotten, and not for good reasons, you little shit.
Yeah.
What's new and exciting with you, Mr. Unk?
I got my second shot.
Yeah, made you feel like shit, huh?
Fully vaccinated. Dude, it literally felt like I was in a car accident.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like I went to bed that night before and I was like, oh, it's not going to affect me. I'm going to actually go to work tomorrow, which I wasn't planning on doing.
Right.
And I get to this fucking thing and it's like 2:00 in the morning. I wake up and I'm like, I don't really feel that great, but I don't feel like awful either. So
Yeah.
I'm like, we'll just ride it out, see what happens. If I feel okay, I'll go to work. And then at 3:00 I wake up and I feel like shit. And I roll over because I'm like, fuck this. I'm not going to stay. Like, I'm not going to go to work. I'm just going to stay home. And I rolled over to pick up my phone. And I was just like, like literal gasping pain. It was so bad. I woke up the next day, did not get out of bed until 11:30. I had to drag myself out because I was in so much pain.
Yeah.
And then the next day, all the pain went away, but I was like super, like, just stiff and
Yeah.
sore. My neck's still sore
Jeez.
just because I think it was like, I don't even know. I probably slept weird because I was in so much pain.
Is Michael J. Fox syndrome a side effect?
You just
of
got to
that?
keep on, you got to keep on tapping the screen. So I do a little,
Like, what's going on?
I do a little,
I know what this dude was doing.
you guys
over
know what's
there.
up.
Sorry.
But yeah, so
No,
it
that
was
a
not
side
cool.
effect. Good Lord. It's not the knee anymore. It's just his hand going
Yeah.
like, just,
See when
do
I
you
put
still
it to good
got
work.
shots for the old lady? Are you guys
Yeah.
still doing that?
We're almost done. Like 2 more weeks of her big ass 2-inch needle shot.
Dude.
And then the little one for the blood clot stuff, that's
Yeah.
for like another couple months. Yeah, that's going to
Jeez.
go on for a while. But that one's really not that bad. Like the needle's
Yeah.
like this long.
Yeah. What's the one that you have to do during like your specific time frame each day? Is that both of them?
It's
Or just-
supposed to be both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our timing's been like kind of fucked though lately.
Yeah. As
not
long as you're
been
giving
good.
it to her, that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah. So I went to a wedding down in North Carolina. That was fun. My boy Kevin finally got married.
What part of North
Yeah.
Carolina?
We're in Greensboro.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
My friend lives there.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
You ever been to Dame's Chicken and Waffles?
I have not. It's a good-
Dame's Chicken and Waffles. Holy
Shout out.
shit. This was the best
Shout
chicken
out
and waffle I've
Dame's.
ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
They've got like all these different like butter combos, like just like fluffed, whipped, like
Yeah.
whatever. I don't even know what the hell you would call it. Compound butter, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they've got a variation of different types of syrups. So I got the original waffle. I got 2 full wings and a chicken cutlet. Cutlet
Not
was-
like them fucking nasty wings
Nah.
from fucking.
There's a little
Rooster.
Stop you.
there's a little thing on there, but it's fried. It's a whole wing. You rip the wingtip off. You eat the wingtip. But So I got that with the 2 wings, chicken cutlet. The cutlet was amazing.
Dude.
I got a Caribbean Calypso syrup, which is like a spicy syrup.
That sounds fantastic.
And then I got a maple walnut butter. So it was like sweet and spicy. And then I put and then I just put like some warm syrup on top of that.
That sounds fantastic.
It was fantastic.
This was after you were sick, right?
This was after I was sick.
Yeah, you got that hunger back. I could tell.
So
Dude,
but then after the wedding, like I still was like super tired. Like I found that out. I was like, went to go dance like 2 songs, had to go sit back down again. I don't know if that was the shot or if it really is still like I'm just not 100%.
You're white.
It's not that.
You're winded?
I can get down. I was just tired.
Yeah.
So did that, sat down for a little bit, then I would go back, dance again, whatever. Night was over though, and then I felt like total shit again. So I just like completely wore myself out and overexerted myself after that shot when I wasn't supposed to.
I don't know why I thought you said you were in New York.
No. North
You didn't say
Carolina.
in that group text New York or something?
I actually didn't know he was going at all. So
I didn't either until you guys were talking about it in the group text. And then I was like, wait, Jesse's in New York?
yeah.
Hi guys. I could have swore we had that conversation.
I don't know. Maybe.
Nope.
Maybe
Was
not.
Kevin the one that was on here? Was Kevin on the show?
Yes.
Is he short?
Yeah.
Was he one that was like just barely as tall as your mom in that picture, and everyone was super tall?
Yeah.
He's the
So
MMA
short.
expert, right?
Kevin is the MMA expert. Kevin is also I don't know if I should say it on the show. Actually, never mind.
Uh-oh.
Now you have to.
So Kevin is a legend for no reason at all. Kevin's kind of awkward, but we love him. You know, he used to be like super frantic as a kid. Like now he's leveled out and whatever. But so Kevin,
He's awesome for no reason.
Kevin, no. So when we were in like 6th grade, we were doing like a missions trip or something like that. I don't remember what we were doing, but we were staying the night at the church for something.
Yeah.
And for whatever, I think we were all just like getting ready for bed or something like that. And Kevin comes walking in and he's got his boxers on, boxer briefs. So I just go, Kevin, man, you got the biggest dick I've ever seen.
Jesus.
So since then, it's just turned into this legend of Kevin's massive dick. And so we're like at the, like
I'd be okay with that.
we did his bachelor party, like his buddy's there, and he's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And we're like, you don't know about Kevin's dick? Like, it's like that type of thing, you know? And so we're at the wedding and his wife doesn't know about it.
She doesn't know about his massive
She
dick?
doesn't know. They had never slept together.
Oh, God.
So,
She got jazzed the fuck up. She's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
so we're just trying to drop hints because we don't really know her. I'm not going to be like, your husband's got a massive dick. He scored. And I don't even know if his dick is massive. I just like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so,
It's fantastic.
but so we're just like dropping little fucking like, oh yeah, hopefully everything works out all right, Kevin? And like just shit like that.
Jeez.
It was great. But so now I'm waiting because their honeymoon is happening now, and I don't want to be like, hey man,
How'd you
like,
like Kevin's
gotcha.
massive dick?
right.
Gotcha. Now I
so
get it.
I want to send him the message and be like, is she dead? Like, is that why we haven't heard of you? But so yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Well, there could be worse things started.
That is
being told
true.
About you than-
Yeah.
Worst rumors exist.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
Christopher, what's new and exciting with you since we saw each other?
I too got sick, but it was
Yeah.
not from a COVID shot. Our campus at work right now is going through a big stomach bug. Well, it's past now, but the last 2 weeks it was going through a stomach bug, and I finally caught it last Friday night. I went to bed fine. You know, I was tired. I was ready to sleep for like 8 hours and
Yeah.
feel great the next morning. I woke up about 4 a.m, puking. The other thing, I was, you know, I was doing it every hour for like 5 hours straight. And then I woke up, I just felt very tired and winded, kind of like what Jesse was talking about. But like I couldn't get up and I couldn't stay standing up for too long. Like I wanted to go lay back down.
Yeah.
So I finally got over that. It was about 48 hours later. I was debating if I wanted to go to work Monday. I did. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. And that's kind of what got me over it, is because I got put through the ringer on Monday, and it's almost like I forgot that I had it.
Yeah.
So that's the bad news. Good news. let's see. So last weekend I went on a DVD hunt. I was looking for a specific DVD, had one of my spontaneous fits, when I want to watch something and I have to go find it. I can't just order it on Vudu or some streaming app.
Right.
I have to go and find it, a physical hard copy of it. It was Greedy. Speaking of Michael J. Fox, Greedy.
Oh, gee.
And I was looking for that. So I go to Chapel Hill's Exchange. They didn't have it. Fairlawn's Exchange. They didn't have it. Canton's finally did have it. $10. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
God. But I'm like, I've come so far
bad.
and I don't want to like go anywhere else. Like the next one was
Awful for the exchange, though. You pay $10 at the exchange, you're like, this better be a 50-year collector set or some shit.
Is that bad? $10 for a DVD?
At the exchange, it is.
I think for a 1994 movie, yes.
Yeah.
Should have been $4.
Yeah.
Was it in the case too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got it. I brought it home. I wasn't too proud of it, but yeah, I got that. And that's the night I watched Saving Private Ryan. I got that too. It was like a special collector's
Such a good movie.
version of it. And then tomorrow I found out I get my stimulus. So that's
how'd you find out?
there's an IRS on their website, a checkpoint to where if you enter in like your social security number, they'll tell you when you're getting it.
I need to check.
Mine doesn't work. I heard that if it doesn't show up that you're getting a card again.
Did that happen to you guys last time?
Yeah.
Because yours
And we
ended
got
up
a
coming,
card.
didn't it, Chris?
Mm-mm.
You never got yours?
Yeah, I got mine sent to
Yeah.
my straight deposit though.
Your last time.
Did you get deposit?
Yeah.
See, I got
But
a
I
card.
remember that Chris, you guys were both all like on that waiting list, and we thought you were gonna get and then you ended up actually getting yours though.
Yeah, it was like a
So,
while.
I wonder what's gonna. I have to go on and check mine.
Yeah, check it. Like I checked for my mom too, and it was like Jesse had said, like it came up saying there's not enough information and all that. But we think that for some reason she might not be getting one because she's unemployed. Like she's retired. I don't
Did
know.
you get it last time?
I think so.
This
Yeah.
is different though. A different POTUS, so maybe it's not the same.
Yeah.
I was one of the first to get it out of our group last time, and I haven't got it yet. So I'll be curious to see. Did you look? You looked yours up, Jesse? And you
I looked
got
it up and it just
insufficient?
says, not going to happen. It said.
That's lame.
So that's it. I'm just waiting for that. Like I said, I bought Sun's ticket for a guy's night. That's going to be pretty cool. And May the 4th be with you.
They better do something Star Wars, man.
Yeah, no
I'll
shit.
I'll be super disappointed if they don't.
They will.
Yeah.
Got a
Something's got to get
lightsabers or
people in the
something?
door.
yeah.
I wonder if they'll give out lightsabers.
That'd be sweet. And there's not going to be a lot of people, which I love. So
That means less wait at the concession,
yes.
more hot dogs in my mouth in a shorter period of time.
Wieners.
Yes. Mouth
Hot dog your
full.
go-to?
Dude, stadium hot dogs, so good. When they come in the little foil bag,
Yes.
that's just like the best hot dog
Yes.
to me. I don't know.
What do you
I don't
put
do
on
them-
it?
I don't do hot dogs at the baseball games. I'll do them at the Cavs games. Dude, the baseball ones they're not beef.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's awful.
Taco Bell's not beef. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. The all beef ones are
I want
way
the all
better.
beef one, man. I want that thing to be
They're
juicy and
beefier,
delicious.
They're bigger and more plump.
Mm.
But yeah,
plump.
the foil bag hot dogs at a stadium, I love them. A lot of times I honestly do just ketchup, but I love stadium mustard. I'll do
Yes.
relish. It depends on my mood, what I really want. Sometimes like even just a plain cheeseburger with just ketchup only is fantastic. And then sometimes I want it like deluxe with everything, lettuce, tomato, mustard, all that shit. So yeah,
Cool.
but yeah, that I'm excited for that. May the 4th. Dan's 4 of us.
Yeah.
Us 3 and then Dan.
Yeah.
Nachos.
Yeah, dude, nachos, extra jalapenos.
Do you get cheese and salsa or just double cheese?
Ooh, I get both because I put my salsa in my cheese.
Oh,
I do double cheese, extra jalapenos.
sly move.
Not a salsa guy.
I like salsa,
Yeah.
but I like
It's so
nacho
good
cheese so
mixed
much
with-
better.
I mean, I do too. I'll use my finger and eat that shit right out of the tray.
Me too.
It's so fucking
I
good.
look like a hog.
Well, if I've got cheese left and no chips, I'm not letting it go to waste.
I just hope that because the last 2 times I went, I got like the cup of cheese that wasn't hot.
Oh yeah.
Instead of
See,
like the pour it
it's gotta be the
into
pump
from the
cheese.
hot ass fucking
Yes.
molten dude. Have you ever had to change cheese in one of those things?
Mm-mm.
The hottest thing in the world.
Yeah.
oh, like the packs.
Yeah, when you got to put it in and take the other one out, it's like like a fucking brand.
I only worked in food service for one job ever. It was Backyard Burgers, and the only thing I ever had to change out were the ketchup things and the ketchup dispense. It
Yeah.
smelled so
Oh,
bad.
it's disgusting.
This old ketchup bag, because they're just like sacks of ketchup that you
Yeah.
connect to the little
So's the
nozzle.
nacho cheese.
And then when it gets empty and it's towards the end of it being in there, it just stinks.
the nacho cheese will crust into these
Yeah.
large discs of like
Ugh.
hard ass rock nacho cheese. You just have to chisel it off and scrape it all into the trash.
Gross.
It's awful.
But that's it for me though. Yeah.
That's cool. I went to Disney or Florida very briefly.
Shit.
A very brief
I
visit.
forgot you did that.
So
Like 2 days.
yeah, so I'm in between jobs. And I had off last week, unknowingly had off last week. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Florida, take a little short vacation. And so I booked a trip to Florida I flew out Thursday afternoon, just hung out Thursday night, went to Disney Friday. Was supposed to be there till Tuesday.
Today.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be flying home today. We wouldn't even be doing the show right now. I think I'd be getting home like right now. So supposed to be flying home today. Had some personal stuff come up and I had to like come home. I literally was at Disney World on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which is like my favorite ride, and got off the ride, went to the monorail, went to the parking lot, got into my rental car and drove home 15 hours.
15 hours. You drove
15
home?
hours straight. Bro, it was awful. I don't like to drive an hour.
Yeah.
Like, I hate driving. I don't
Yeah.
even want to drive to work, or I don't want to drive. I DoorDash from McDonald's. That's literally like walking distance because I don't want to drive there.
I guess I'm driving to Cleveland.
Dude, yeah, damn straight. I'll pay for parking.
Well, I'm not fucking driving.
Dude, it was wild. All I stopped for was gas. Got back in the car, kept driving. I hurt my fucking foot. It's like
Because
when I'm
pressing down on the fucking pedal.
because I was sitting on it like this driving.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah. And it like, so I sat on this like arch here
Too long.
for too long, and my foot, it's hard to walk on.
What's wrong with you?
Dude,
Yeah,
like, because
bro.
I don't like driving, so I have to constantly be changing positions to like keep myself engaged.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Sits
I'll-
like that.
Oh, dude, I'll sit with this foot under, then this foot under,
An
then
11-year-old girl.
dude. If I just sit like this, like for a long period of time, like I can't. Like I've got to move around to keep myself. I was by myself.
That's not a good
I'd
one.
fucking
though.
pull a
By
hamstring if I
myself,
try to sit on
That's
my
not a
fucking
good
foot.
one.
Bro, you gotta think it's
No.
15 hours. So I left at 7:30 and drove alone.
Put that bad boy up into the window.
I'll do
like,
that sometimes. I'll
that's
put it up
incredibly
on the-
unsafe.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no shit. So anyway, so I went to, but for the day that I was at Disney, it was great. I went to 3 parks in one day, which I've never done before, but I was only able, even if I didn't come home early, I only had one day at Disney because I booked it so short notice
Mhm.
that all the parks were already booked, because you have to have a reservation to go to the park.
Just because of everything going on.
Yeah, just because of COVID, Disney has it set up that when you buy your ticket, you have to reserve a park you're going to, and they have limited capacity.
Right.
So, and then after 2:00, you can go to any other park if you have a park hopper ticket. So I was at Animal Kingdom till 2, and then I went to 2 other parks afterwards.
So you didn't lose any money then.
No, I mean, other than the plane ticket home that I didn't use.
Oh, that's true.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hotel that I paid for that I didn't stay in. And it is what it is. Shit happens. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. I did my first like solo cross country road trip in one day, which was insane.
That's an awful drive, bro.
Dude,
I'm surprised you did it
awful.
in 15.
Yeah, 15 hours. Dude, I was going
I
90,
thought it was an 18-hour drive.
90 the whole way. I saved so much time on the,
Did you?
you put in like what it is and then try and beat it. Oh, I killed it.
Yeah,
I crushed it.
I'm always like that.
Yeah, I crushed it. I went no less than 90 the entire way, and I didn't stop. And it's all high. It's just highway straight shot.
No wonder
Yeah.
you didn't say shit on the group text for like the whole fucking.
Oh, dude,
I know.
I was
after.
just trying to stay awake.
Was it about that status that you posted?
Yeah, it was just drama. I mean, it is what it is at this point. I deleted those because I was just I was having a moment, and I was
Yeah.
like, I probably should take that down. But
We're like, is everything okay? And you're
Yeah.
just like, crickets. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah. I was worn out, and then I knew you were at a wedding and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer, and like it wasn't anything that was that serious, and I didn't
Yeah.
like ruin anyone's day over. So it's all good now. But
I'm sitting here watching a Michael J. Fox movie, man. Fucking tell me.
But it made for an interesting experience, to say the least. I've never done that. I'm like, I'll never fucking drive to Florida. That would be absolutely awful. Now that I
Yeah.
did it, I'm like, I could do it. Like if I did it with somebody or something, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
so bad.
That's awful.
If I could do it on my own, I mean, granted, it was a lot of adrenaline that like had me going, but
How
so-
long does that adrenaline last though on a 15-hour drive?
Well, dude, I crushed a lot of Monster coffees. I had to keep caffeine in me, man. I was like, because you start to get tired. My eyes
Why did you decide to
were
drive?
just.
If you had to get home, why didn't you just like?
There was no flights.
There's just nothing available.
I got home quicker driving than I would have even been able to leave on a plane.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because I looked. I went on like Google and just searched any flight, to see what earliest ones were.
COVID flight days are over.
Yeah, there was just nothing. There was nothing available until leaving the next day at like 12:30, and I got home at 9:30. So,
well, hats off to you, man.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
It was wild. I mean, nothing I would ever plan on doing again, hopefully, but shit happens. So
yeah, Charlotte's it for me. That's it.
Yeah,
8 hours done.
I've gone to Orlando. It took us 18, but it was awful. We stopped halfway through though.
Mm-hmm. I honestly never thought about doing a straight shot, but at that point I was like, I'm just going. Like, I'm not going to stop at that point. I could have just waited to fly.
Right.
If I would have stopped and slept halfway and then had to go the rest of the way, it would have been pointless. So
you drove all the way through the night.
I drove completely straight. I left at 7:30 and I got home at 9:30 in the morning. I didn't stop other than
that would definitely get me.
I had to get
dark
gas 3 times.
No fucking.
Yeah, it was wild. I literally started driving. I started driving into the sunset completely through the night. And then I got like into Ohio right at sunrise.
Yeah. That's wild.
It was
bro.
wild, dude.
West Virginia is so boring.
And so fucking hilly the whole way up. You're going through Appalachian the whole way.
Yeah. So I was flying. It's a straight shot for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, up Florida is a straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit Georgia, pretty easy. South Carolina, North Carolina. Once you get out of North Carolina into Virginia, it's
all
sucks.
mountains. Yeah.
It's up and downhill and it's turns.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's at that point it was tough to be going super quick. I mean, I'm going fast and I'm stopping. I'm going fast and then I'm stopping.
Right.
And they're just those big, huge, long turns.
Well, the worst part is none of fucking Virginia and West Virginia is lit at all.
It's awful.
No.
It's fucking pitch black.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Pennsylvania, but it's second.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And I always run into some kind of construction project on the way. Like they're working on something for like a mile and I'm like, fuck you. And I get stuck behind 6 semi trucks.
I got into a couple of those sections where it was just real short spurts, like maybe a half mile or so, but it was dead stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting super pissed off at one point because it was one of those things where it's like left lane's going to close and you move over and everyone keeps going up the left lane and fucking forces their way in.
100.
And I legit was like on the verge of driving up the middle of that lane to keep them from fucking passing because I was getting so enraged because I just wanted to fucking get home. And I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I was so pissed.
Yeah, I bet.
But anyhow, nothing much new and exciting other than that. Glad to be back recording the show. Where do we want to start? What's most exciting right now? Like, what are we super amped up about?
I kind of think yours, to be honest.
Jesse?
Sports is so exciting right now.
Let's do sports. Sports hasn't been that exciting, so that's cool.
Swing and line to deep left field. It is gone! 45-40. Run, William, run! 20, 15. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the...
This is Locker Room Talk.
Locker Room Talk with Jesse Unk from Sports Illustrated.
The
What's going
NFL
on?
is on fire. It's burning to the ground. Everything has been a shit show, and I love it because it's not hurting me.
Jeez, what's going on? What's happening with the old NFL?
So for the first time, I think ever, I think since the inception of the salary cap has gone down. There were people before COVID that anticipated it going up to like 200 million plus, and instead it went down $17 million.
You're cutting audience attendance. I mean,
geez.
what everything that happened this year.
And viewership was down a lot this year. Also, just TV deals and stuff. So the NFL lost a ton of money. So you got to think that's like a $25 million swing because it's what you anticipated versus what ended up coming. You've got $182 million to work with. You had teams that were already in cap hell that they then tacked on $17 million on top of it. Like before the cap was even out, the Saints were $70 million over the cap.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it's 87 now.
Jesus.
Like, so the Saints are in trouble. The Steelers are in trouble. They've lost like 6 starters.
Yep.
That dude to the Titans today.
Mike Hilton, Bud Dupree,
Yeah, him.
James Conner will be gone most likely. Tyson Alualu, like a bunch of people are gone.
I knew we were gonna lose Connor, and I don't know how I feel. I like him, but he hasn't been that.
He's not.
He hasn't been as good as we were expecting.
I think
wanting him
Snell
to be.
is more versatile than him, but you'll sign somebody or draft somebody in the 6th round. Running back doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
it's the defense that's going to hurt you guys big time.
Yeah.
The Chiefs cut their 2 starting tackles,
Fisher, man,
and Schwartz.
God.
So
why?
Because they can't
cap
afford
space?
them. That's what happens when you sign a quarterback to a $500 million contract.
Is he even worth it?
They literally had to go and restructure his contract in the first year. I don't even think next year is the first year of that contract actually taking place, and they already had to restructure it. And Travis Kelce, who they re-signed last year, just so that they can pray to God that the cap explodes next year so they can still afford Tyreek Hill. Because if it doesn't, they're going to be
fuck. So that hole that we saw in the Super Bowl has now just become bigger with
way
that
bigger.
offensive line.
Right.
Yep. So the Super Bowl, they didn't have either tackle in because of injury.
Right.
So 497 rushing yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's what Patrick Mahomes gets to look forward to next year. And we can see if he can do it like Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson do, because I don't think he's got the mobility to pull it off like that.
I think this is going to be a big issue in their contendership at this point. We saw what happened last year, and it's just going to get worse.
Yep.
What are they going to do at this point? I mean,
I think you have to
all
draft
that money
position.
they spent on him.
Yeah.
And they're going to get nothing out of it.
And their defense was already bad.
Right.
So now you're taking pieces away from the offense that's completely overpowered. You only do so much with an amazing quarterback.
Right.
Mahomes is amazing. He's the best quarterback in the league, but if he doesn't have any time to throw the ball or for those guys like Tyreek to get downfield and blow past the defense, he ain't going to get it done.
So in your opinion, do you think the Super Bowl was kind of like a blueprint game for how to beat those guys?
Big time, especially now. I mean, you always kind of figure out schemes and stuff as time goes on, and Mahomes is in year 3 of playing coming up. I think.
Yeah. Yep.
No, year 4.
This is coming year.
Because he got an MVP, then he won a Super Bowl, then he lost the Super Bowl. Now he'll be going into year 4 of that. Now you're starting to lose some pieces. The window was supposed to stay for another year, because then they had to start paying all those big guys like Tyreek and all that. And that's when you were going to start losing pieces. With this cap going down like this, window's closed. You're just like everybody else. Nobody's on an amazing contract anymore. You got to make it work. And they had to restructure his stuff. That's just pushing money down the line. So the people that this happened to with cap space, like the Browns, like the Ravens, the Jaguars, the Patriots, are sitting pretty because they're signing everybody that they want right now. Yeah. And they're not pushing money down the line. Even if the cap fixes itself next year, Patrick Mahomes has now moved $30 million of his cap spread out over the remainder of those years. Mm-hmm. Other teams are doing the same thing. It's what happened to the Steelers that put them in such a bad spot, was pushing Ben's contract, pushing Cam Hayward's contract, and just doing all that stuff. Eventually, they're either going to retire or they're going to say, I want this money now. And that's what happens. You lose half your team because you've got $50 million in dead money that can't be used on any players because it's just getting put out to some retired guy or some guy that's not good anymore.
Yet another unforeseen circumstance to COVID.
Seriously.
It's really crazy. There's some top tier talent. The guy that the Browns signed, John Johnson, is a stud.
Yeah, he's good.
Safety. And he would not be off of that defense had they not been able to afford him.
He lit them up that week 3 game 2 years ago on Monday Night Football, or was it Monday or Sunday? But yeah, he lit them up. He had that interception, which kind of sealed the game for the Rams. Yeah.
And he was a key piece in the playoffs going towards their Super Bowl run a couple of years ago. And they lost the Super Bowl, but he was a big factor in them getting there. Yeah. Pro Football Focus has him rated as the 3rd best safety in the league. So he went to the Browns, took less money to come to us because, we them boys now.
Get the fuck out of here.
We also got
to beat the Chiefs next year now.
Fuck yeah, we're gonna beat the Chiefs next year now. We're gonna fuck them up. We also got Takaris McKinley, who I'm gonna toot my own horn. 2 weeks ago, somebody tweeted out, now that JJ Watt is, one of the his name's Pete. He's the head of the Cleveland Sports Illustrated scene. He tweeted out, now that JJ's gone, who's your top target? And I said, I want Takk McKinley because he's 25 years old. He's incredibly athletic. He's never really lived up to his first round draft pick And if you put him opposite Miles with good coaching, I think that he could excel.
He's low risk, high reward.
Low risk, high reward. He's the exact type of analytical player you can get. 1 year, $4 million prove it deal. Even if he blows up this year, you don't have to pay him top dollar.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks later, they signed Tack McKinley. So, no sources or anything here,
Jesse
just common sense.
It's all because they read Jesse Young's article, like Ernie.
It's just the best sports knowledge you can find on the internet. Find me on YouTube now, also on the Sports Scholar.
I read that. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. So that's all that we've done so far. The Patriots have signed
Horrible decision. Stupid decisions.
Single fucking free agent.
What's going on with them?
They overpaid for Nelson Aguilar big time.
Yeah, they did.
So wait, did you guys see LeBron's Twitter or tweet today? He made some tweet about Belichick, and I didn't know what he was talking about.
It was probably about Belichick buying every fucking free agent. He has signed. They have signed over $137 million in guaranteed money in free agency in 36 hours.
I gotta pull the tweet.
It's the second most in free agent history ever.
I'll tell you what it is. It's that Boston connection because LeBron is now.
Ugh. Yeah, what the fuck is that? Aren't you a Yankee fan?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm saying LeBron. He's a Yankee fan. You're gonna buy into the Sox?
One of the longest standing franchises in the MLB.
Well,
for him, it's just a business move.
I'm a Sox person over a Yankee person myself.
It's just a business move for him.
Well, then that's what I told my friend. So my friend was wondering why he didn't buy into the hometown Indians, and I told her, I said, look, Boston. First of all, it's a bigger job, so he's going to make more money and more revenue in return. 2, there's more opportunity for success. So when they win a ring, he wins a ring.
Yeah, that's true.
He's all about his after basketball life. This is just a business investment. That's it. And he got in with somebody else.
Well, he wants to own everything. I mean, the man's a bussman. He wants to, that's what you want to do.
So long answer short, he's a realist. That's why he chose Boston over Cleveland.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no. So Bill Belichick, he had a ton of money because he didn't have, big time quarterback contracts on the books.
Right.
Lot of players left last year. So he went into this and he got, there's some guys like Matthew Judon's pretty good. I think he paid him a lot.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry is going to be a stud. It looks like they're trying to go back to, they got Cam weapons.
Yeah, he has nobody to throw to. Or nobody's throwing to him.
Yeah. They got Cam back. I don't believe in Cam Newton. They got him on a 1-year deal.
Chris is so disgusting.
I don't see what everybody sees in this guy. I just don't.
Yeah. I don't think he's very good either. But you got him 2 tight ends, 2 top tight ends, the best tight ends on the free agent market.
I agree.
You got him. What's his name? I don't even know his name. Kendrick Fairborn,
Fairborn, I think is
Kendrick Fairborn. He's no good. He's a receiver for the Niners. He had like a couple of good games and showed flashes, but like he's not good.
Yeah.
It's not like they're getting like Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel or something. Like he's definitely their 3rd or 4th best receiver. Then they went out and got Nelson Aguilar, who had a good year for the Raiders, but he's not good. Like he's been shitty for the Eagles for years.
When the Eagles dump your ass, that's how good are you?
They're clearly in desperation and mode at this point after last year. But
Tom goes out and wins a Super Bowl. You want to prove yourself, so you're going to spend a ton of money, but it's not the Belichick way.
Nope.
Belichick in the past used to be able to go like, or he goes and gets a veteran that's past his prime. Like this would be the year he would sign Ndamukong Suh.
Right.
And Suh would have an amazing year at age 32, make a Super Bowl run and get a ring.
Right.
And if he didn't, he only paid him $3 million, so it didn't really matter. Not now. He's spending a shitload of money and they're not going to compete. The Bills are still going to roll all over them. Yeah. I think the Dolphins will roll all over them.
I think so too. I think once they tighten their defense.
And who else is in that? The Jets.
The Browns.
The Jets aren't going to roll over them. The Jets are still going to get rolled.
Evident. Right.
Oh, okay. It doesn't need to be said.
Wait, what happened?
I said I couldn't believe you didn't say the Browns were going to roll all over them.
Well, we will, but we're not going to play them. I don't think they're on their schedule.
The Browns are going to roll over the Buccaneers. Let's just be honest.
Goddamn right, and don't forget it. Pass that mantle, Brady.
But no, my thing is, so you got all that money. Why not make a Deshaun Watson, man?
I would.
Like fucking like over Cam Newton for sure.
Right.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's because. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
You had 1 year with Newton. You've already tried that experiment. You've seen where that goes. You've seen that movie and you choose to watch it again.
All of the quarterbacks in New England threw for less than 10 touchdowns in the entire season.
It's insane.
Yeah. And they put out, I saw this post from, I think it was ESPN or Sports Illustrated, but it was like, the Patriots have re-signed Cam Newton to a 1-year deal for $16 million. And then it was like 6 rushing touchdowns, led the league for all quarterbacks. And everybody in the comments, like, nobody listens. Nobody gets like fooled by that shit anymore.
Right.
They're like, how many
Hyperbole.
did he fucking throw for, you know? And
Yeah.
dude was awful. He was bad. Like, I was really shocked by how bad he was because I didn't think Cam would take him to the Super Bowl.
Right.
But there's no way you thought he was going to throw for less than 10 touchdowns.
I didn't think he'd throw
man.
that, but I knew he was not all that, man. And everybody's fucking saying that this guy was going to, they're still going to be in the playoffs and all that. I'm like, Cam Newton sucks. And you're going to see why this year.
I thought they would be an 8-8 team. I really thought they'd be on the cusp. I pictured him to be like a 3,300 yard guy, which isn't really much anymore.
Mhm.
And like a 18 touchdown to 12 interception. Like I really thought he was going to be like a Trubisky.
Fair enough.
And he was so much worse.
Trash.
It was awful.
He's a horrible team player. He has no moral fiber whatsoever behind him. His talent is limited. Anytime you have a guy who's a dominant run quarterback, his skills are very limited as a whole.
None of us thought he was going to stay there. I didn't think.
No, I didn't think they were going to
I
resign
didn't think
him.
we
We passed the year? No.
Yeah.
No.
So to resign.
I thought he would end up in Houston and Deshaun Watson was going to be moved.
I could
It doesn't
see
look
that.
like that's going to happen now, though.
I don't know. That's so crazy.
They're saying Russell Wilson is not going to be moved at all.
Yeah, I believe that.
I didn't really believe that he was going to be moved either, because why would you do that?
Yeah.
He's still amazing. Watson, though, he's threatening to sit. Russell wasn't threatening to sit. Watson's saying, I'm not going to fucking play. I don't need to.
It's a bad environment.
I mean, you just get a king's ransom for that dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other major signing, biggest signing in the world, I think, the Chicago Bears have signed the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
I didn't even know this till today.
The greatest ginger in NFL history.
Chris loves it.
Do you disagree with that?
I'm 100% fine with that. Get him the fuck off our team.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing, man. They're just like QB carouseling through all the free agents. They were like, we got Mitch. Now we're going to get Nick Foles. Now we're going to go get Andy Dalton. And it's just like, they haven't had a good quarterback in my life.
Here's a question. Is he starting? Is he like the guy to beat?
He'll probably compete because they still have so many. I think Foles is still on the roster, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Trubisky.
Yeah.
So one of those guys is going to get traded or moved.
Good God, what a nightmare.
And they're paying Foles big money. They paid him a lot of money to come there. Like, it wasn't like top money like you would expect, but it was a lot of money. I mean, you probably got half of your salary cap invested into 3 quarterbacks now.
Because when they signed him, he still had the Philly shine, and they figured he didn't get a fair shake in Jacksonville because he was injured most of the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know. That's just, I think Andy Dalton is better than what he showed in Dallas. I don't know.
Well, he didn't have shit in Dallas.
Right. Now he's going to have Allen Robinson, probably, maybe. But if he has Allen Robinson, he could do something.
Yeah.
He was never Carson Palmer good, but he was good for the Bengals. He got him to the playoffs, so he can get him there. Great defense on that team still.
Yes.
That's all you needed was a mediocre quarterback, and you're a contender.
Yeah.
2 more things. They're voiding a lot of contracts, which is a new thing that I've seen in the NFL that's been taken part because of COVID. They will sign somebody to a 4-year extension and then void those years down to 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason for doing this is so that they can sign somebody to a 1-year contract that's fully guaranteed, that's very expensive, but then you can then break that cap space up from the guaranteed money over the span of 4 years. So if I signed you to a $30 million contract for 5 years, instead of me having to pay you that $30 million guaranteed all at once, I can then void it down to 1 year and still pay that 5 years off over time after you're off the team or retired.
Okay.
It's still pushing money down the line. I still don't like it for other teams because it's not going to work out. Again, we don't have to do that because, we're the bomb.
Greatest of
But
All Madden.
fuck out of here.
But yeah, it's weird to see what they're doing. Like, they signed, who the hell did they just sign the other day? They signed it was the Saints, wasn't it?
Are you talking?
The Saints re-signed Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
To a 4-year, $140 million contract. And people lost their shit because they're like, this guy's 32 years old. He's never been shit. He's just a weapon. He wasn't even good last year. Why would you spend this much money? And it was just them trolling. Like they could have put $1 billion on that, and it doesn't matter because as soon as they void it, the only thing that matters is the guaranteed money on the contract, which was $9 million.
So if you're Taysom Hill, you're like, hey man, fuck you.
Right.
And like Jameis is going to start, right?
Jameis is definitely going to start.
Yeah.
I have him in Dynasty, and I can't wait. But they're just doing like all this weird shit and creative shit, and it's showing that the cap doesn't really exist now.
Right.
But eventually, you're gonna have to pay the piper, and that money's gonna accumulate. So we'll see what happens in a couple of years. Next year, the year after, when all of this money comes due on all of these teams that were already in bad cap space, and it's gonna be wild. The only other thing that I got is March Madness is coming up. I haven't watched a single game of college ball this year just because it was such of a clusterfuck with COVID and not being able to play certain people and this and that.
My team was horrible.
I made a couple of brackets this year just because it's random every year anyways. But I do have a scenario, and I want you guys to tell me if I am wrong.
Okay.
Because I've got a work beef brewing, and like legitimately, like I'm getting pissed, you know? So I've got this guy.
To lose any kind of work.
No.
That's true.
I do hate to lose my work beefs.
That's true.
So I got a guy who, let's take it back a couple of years. So I go back and I used to run a fantasy football league for the building. My first year, everything went great. Everything was cool. Second year goes, and that year I had about $200 worth of entries, and I keep everything in an envelope. I write everybody's name on the envelope so that I know who paid it off, and I'm good to go. This envelope got mixed in with junk mail and was thrown away. I don't know if I did it or if Steph did it. Doesn't matter. Money was gone. I realized after the fact that the trash took it away. So I had to pay out of pocket that year in order to pay my winners.
You're in charge.
It
so.
sucked.
Yep.
The following year, I said, you know what? I'm not doing that again. I'm making sure that everybody pays me the money on the first day. So I'm not chasing money around. I'm just going to put it up in a fucking drawer or something. So at the end of the year, I could just pull it out and it's ready to go. Because that's why it was out in the first place, was because I was collecting money midway through the fucking season because people didn't pay in time. So the following year, I get everybody's money for the most part, but there's one guy that's not paying me. All right. This guy's like, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I'll bring it. I forgot, you know, I brought it. I forgot. And I know he's good for it. He's just not bringing it.
Right.
So I'm getting irritated. I've asked him 3 times throughout the course of the beginning of the year. And finally I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll get it at the end of the season when the season's over. We get to the end of the season and this guy finishes 3rd, which garners him $50. It's $25 buy-in. I didn't give him the money. COVID hit and I sought out the winners. I made sure that I got them the money, but I said, you know what? This fucking guy didn't pay me. And I asked him and I searched all over the place. And after last year, I don't give a fuck. I'm not giving him the money. So I didn't give him the money.
Jeez.
So then COVID hit, we disappeared, came back the next year. First thing he says to me, and mind you, me and him we're not like buddies. Like we barely know each other. We just know each other from the halls, you know?
Right.
He comes up and he goes, hey man, you know, I was wondering about that league, you know, does 3rd place get a payout for that?
Nope.
So I'm like, so that pissed me off because he didn't even say like, hey, you know, I forgot to pay you, like my bad. Like, do I at least still get the 25?
Now I know our money question.
So he just asked like, does he get the winnings? And so I was just like, oh yeah, you know, I'll have to check back and look at that. I thought I paid everybody, and I just walk away.
Jeez.
And because I know he didn't fucking pay me. So my buddy asked me, because he knows him, he's buddies with him, and he's just like, hey man, he said that you didn't pay him. And I'm like, you're goddamn right I didn't fucking pay him, because he didn't fucking pay to play. Like if I go and try to cash in a lottery ticket and I don't have the fucking ticket, I don't get the fucking money. And so I was just pissed. It's $25. You know, if it was the full thing, I'd have been like, yeah, man, but you're only getting this much because you didn't give me your 25. But it's the extra 25, and for the hassle and everything you put me through, fuck it, I'm not paying you.
Right.
So now this year, I thought, hey, it'd be fun. We haven't been able to do anything this year. No chili cook-offs, you know, barbecues, no fun stuff with the kids at all because of COVID. So I go, I want to do a bracket because it's all done online. It's simple. I'll do a $5 buy-in up to 3 brackets. So I have our secretary send out an email. If you're interested, reach out to Jesse Unk, blah, blah, blah. And I go over to my buddy Chet. And I go, hey, Chet, man, you know, are you interested in doing any brackets? I'm trying to collect all the money now. I'm getting the money now. I'm not. So don't be trying to tell me you're paying later. You're not getting entered and getting the code sent to you unless I have money in hand.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. I'm down. I'll bring the money tomorrow. He goes, hey, man, so-and-so has been talking a lot of shit about you. And I go, For real? Go what? What the fuck does he have to talk shit about me? Because at this point, we're a year past all this shit, you know? He goes, he said that nobody should be playing in your March Madness tournament because you don't be paying. You keep everybody's money. So I was like, you better tell that motherfucker. Like, I'm pissed. I'm like, first off, I paid out the fucking winners out of my own goddamn pocket. Every winner's been paid except for him because his ass doesn't fucking pay. He's got no right to talk about money.
Yep.
So you tell me, am I an asshole? Should I give him the $25?
Go ahead.
That he technically did win, even though he didn't pay all season leading up to it?
I wouldn't. I think the principle is, like you said, if you can't win the prize if you didn't enter the drawing. And he didn't enter by not paying. If I want to win on sneakers, I'm not going to win a shoe. I'm not going to have the opportunity to win a shoe in a raffle unless I make sure to submit.
Even if you played the whole season,
he didn't fucking pay.
Mm-hmm. So
he didn't pay he didn't. Sure, he can play. It's free to play. But if you want to be a part of being able to win the money, then you need to pay to play. You need to have paid your share, because here's the thing. If he would have lost, he got to participate and he wasn't going to give you the 25.
Right.
So why?
And then I'd have been paying out that 25.
So why does he get? Yeah, you would have paid out that 25
to the
winner
because I'm the commissioner. It falls on me,
and you'd be short his $25. And he wanted to come to you and said, "Oh, sorry, man. I know you're paying out winnings. Here's that 25 owe you, so you don't have to cover for me."
Right.
No, I wouldn't have paid him.
So a perfect example is our winter warfare thing that we just did, this tournament we did for the winter putt league.
Okay.
So I told the 8 players who were in it, I said, they were all cool. They were all expressing, hey, we should all throw some money in and all that. I said, cool, I'll commission that and I'm fine with that. Here's the thing, though. I need all that money before the game starts. I need everybody to give me your $10. If you don't give me your 10, you don't play. That's plain and simple. Everybody agreed to it. We got it all out there. It was done. And I stand by it. I stand by 100% what Ryan said and what you said. It's bullshit. It's a sign of trust to give somebody that money in the first place and say, like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. But here's my money. I just want to let you know that I'm in. There you go. Win or lose, whatever happens. To not pay that is a weak move in itself,
dude.
And for him to be talking shit is that makes it worse, because you did pay out to the people that participated appropriately. It'd be one thing if you lost the money, and then we're like, sorry guys, I lost that envelope. I can't pay out the winners myself, and didn't pay anybody. You paid 1 and 2. Right. We're gonna get the most money anyways.
Right.
He didn't participate appropriately, man.
I was totally calm, having a good day. And when Chet told me that, I was like immediately to fucking hear. I'm like, that fucking asshole, don't fucking I'm just going off.
Have you confronted him? Have you said anything to him?
No, because fuck you. I'm just not gonna fucking talk to you. Like, I'm not gonna fucking make work a weird thing. If he has something to say, I mean, he's welcome to come and say it, because we'll fucking throw down. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'll put down the gauntlet. You broke bitch. You couldn't give me $25 all fucking year. But
I just think you need to let people know, because that makes you look bad.
That's
if he's starting shit.
So that's what I told Chet. I'm like, you better tell that fucking dude to keep my name out of his fucking mouth. Yeah. And it probably was him just telling Chet, like, talking shit, because they're buddies and everything. And Chet likes to stir the pot. Like, he's my boy, but like, he was definitely like, yeah, man, he's talking outside his neck. Like, just,
so
like,
pound him after school.
Right. Like, that's exactly what Chet wants.
Chet's trying to get on World Star Hip Hop.
Yeah. Like, this other dude sitting in there and he goes, he's like, I don't know, Unk. He's like, I think we all just need to sit down and hash this out, because I'm not feeling comfortable. I'm like, fuck you. Like,
get the fuck out of here.
It's that whoop.
I was pissed.
Yeah, no, I think you are 100% in the right in not paying him. If he wants to participate this year and pays up front, cool.
Yeah.
But you got to participate appropriately by the rules. If you try to do FanDuel or something, you ain't going to win unless I'm sure you pay your entry.
I canceled the league this year. We did not do it because I was tired of chasing money and dealing with shit like that. And it was fucking awful. So I was just like, we're just not doing this anymore. Somebody else can take over if they want.
Yeah. I think the way that you did it, Chris, was good for the mini golf. When we showed up to play that game, you collected the money right up front, and we've as simple as that.
People have expressed too doing that for the regular tournament too, and I said if it ever gets to that, that's fine. But the thing is, it's going to be before the game. It's going to be before you hit the ball one time. You're going to pay me, or you are getting nothing.
That's how it should be. I think that. I don't think, and me and Jesse have both expressed this, that you shouldn't be paying out of your pocket as is, especially for his. I know, and you choose to do that, but I think it would be more than fair for, just like we did the winter one. Mm-hmm. You join the league, you know you have the opportunity to win several $100s. Yeah. You pay the $10 when you show up to play the first game before you start. You pay your money, and then you're off the list and you're done, and you go about your season. But fuck that guy.
Here's my pick.
That's whack.
There's my March Madness picks.
And in breaking news,
There's nobody on there.
the Bills are supposedly in very deep talks with signing Emmanuel Sanders, which I think is a
Who
perfect
is?
fit. The Bills.
Oh,
That would be perfect, but hasn't happened yet. But
they do
yeah,
need
we'll
another
see.
kind of third, like second or third slot receiver.
With him and Diggs. Oh,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Nothing
But that's
like
all that I got
third
for
slot.
sports.
Shut up.
That's all for sports.
That's all I got for sports.
All right, let's do let's get socials. Not much. Let's do a quick let's get
I was
social.
gonna say get the unimportant stuff out of the way and get
It
me
is
done.
July
Just the
20th,
news.
1969.
Just our world falling.
A man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
Liar.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
Got a bunch of liars on our sound bites.
God,
to clean this act up.
Did I tell you, one of my students comes in my room and he goes, I didn't know you had a podcast.
Oh no.
I go,
How do you find you?
so at the beginning of the year, one of our teachers was like, I want to do like a fun get to know us type of trivia games for the kids. So you put like a question on there that they might not know, like a kind of like a 2 truths and a lie or
Yeah.
whatever type of thing. So one of my things was like, I put on there, like I write for Sports Illustrated. I do this, I do that. And then one of them was I do a podcast with my friends, and he must've just done it cause he's a new kid. And so he comes in and he's like, I didn't know you do a podcast. What's it called? And I'm like, none of your business. That's what it's called. So he's
He's
sitting
searching
there.
for you.
He's been searching all week. So he's sitting there. He can't find it. Because if you search Jesse Unk podcast, I'm not going to come up. You know what I mean? And so and I told him, I'm like, it's not my podcast. It's my buddy's podcast. And you don't know his name. So you're not going to figure it out. And this fucking kid sitting next to him, he goes, it's called Made to Motivate, man. He goes,
He played you.
he goes, you just weren't listening when Mr. Burton said that. So I'm like, God damn it. So now I know he's going to come back and he's going to be like, who's the teacher that's the motherfucker that tipped your $25?
So I want to make something clear. Basic Google search, Jesse Unk podcast. First thing that pops up, the greatest type of debate is ... Jesse Unk Made to Motivate, a pop culture podcast.
No shit.
Right there.
This kid's a fucking
The
idiot.
greatest type of debate. Oh my goodness.
I can't remember what episode that was, but
Kids are fucking stupid. How could you not figure that out, Nick?
second, third, fourth.
Yeah. Hey man, that's because I've been putting all them detailed descriptions together.
Jeez.
That's fantastic.
Until you get to sixth. That's the first one that's not him.
Hey, Jesse's like, you ain't
I'm
gonna
the
ever
king.
find me on there. Oh
They don't know
my
how to Google
God.
search. He's probably searching, what is the podcast of my teacher named Jesse? Like,
Wow.
Who that white boy?
kids don't know what they're doing.
Jeez. Jesse has no hope for these kids.
No.
Well, I had Stimmy dropping on there. Stimmy Neutron's coming out. Chris, you're getting yours tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, $1,400, and
Me and Jesse are
Fucked.
maybe getting it, maybe not getting it. I don't want to get a pay card, but whatever. 1400's dope.
what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know.
I'm going to do the same thing I did with my last one.
Save it.
Just not do anything until I haven't spent a single piece of it yet.
Yeah.
Not a
You're
single
saving
cent.
That's good.
It's saving, but it's not really.
You
It's
fucking
just,
liar. You dove some time into your fucking savings account, so you spent it on something, whether it's like a popsicle or whatever the fuck you
it's,
did.
it's on a card. I haven't redeemed it yet.
Oh,
I have a prepaid
you
card.
better make sure that doesn't expire.
you better-
Then.
It doesn't expire ever.
Oh.
Even if the card expires, I just have to call up and they'll send me a
Yeah.
little
So you just
transfer
have
to
it on the
bank.
card
I just have it
still.
on the card.
Yeah. You need to get that out and put it in a savings account. I don't know what I'm going to do with mine yet. Maybe buy a firearm before they all get taken away. And
That's not a thing.
I know. We'll see.
Get
It's,
that-
they're talking. That's part of this world news.
Get that pool going.
I'm thinking about getting us
pool. Yeah.
all
I'd
new
like to do a pool.
furniture,
Yeah.
brand new couches, new
That'd be dope. You gotta get stuff for
lazy
the
boy
baby.
for me. No, I don't.
You don't need like this
No,
is
you guys buy
I-
stuff
I
for the
was gonna
baby.
say,
The
this dude's
fuck?
this dude's registering everything.
That?
What's that?
What is that?
What was that?
Superman.
What I do? Did I do that?
What is that?
Did I do that?
I think
he was
so.
like, I'm gonna get me a new lazy boy.
Lazy boy.
Lean back.
It's me leaning back in the lazy boy.
Jeez. Jesse's white. Fuck.
He even looked on YouTube.
The
I was
guy-
like, it's definitely not on YouTube.
you would have easily found it on there.
Oh god.
So yeah, Biden finally pulled through on his promise, and Stimmy's dropping. So we got that to look forward to. In Ohio, here where we're based, COVID vaccine is rolling out to the masses.
Yeah.
When can you get yours?
So
You
as
pestilent
everyone in Ohio,
carrying.
I know everyone in Ohio can get it in May 19th-ish or so. They just updated the list of people that can get it early.
It's like a month and a half for you to die.
I know. Well, we'll see what happens.
Jesus, Dana White.
But if you they added a lot of people to the list that can get it like this week. So they're expediting that process. The Cleveland Conference Center or whatever is going to be a mass vaccination point or whatever.
Please tell me you heard the Akron one.
No.
Oh,
what is it?
Chapel Hill Mall.
Get the fuck out
I
of
am
here.
not fucking lying at all.
I ain't getting to there. They're going to confuse that needle with a heroin needle.
Bro, that is funny as fuck.
Dude.
There's gonna be more people in that mall than there's been in over 15
People
years.
are going to be like, oh, needles? Sign me up. No, fuck that, bro.
That is so funny.
Get
no
robbed
way.
on the way to your shot.
Yeah, that ain't happening for me. So that's good though. They're rolling out in Ohio. You know, everyone in the next 2 months will be able to get it if you choose to do so. So
Yeah.
I like it. I will sign up when my turn comes and get that done. Biden's first press conference is coming up on the 25th. Anybody following that or looking forward to hearing him talk?
No.
His first press conference?
His first like official press conference will be March 25th.
Oh,
He hasn't done any. He hasn't done any like,
Yeah.
public speeches or anything since coming into office yet.
I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not like
That was your
dying.
boy, bro. You voted
No,
for him.
no. Hold on. Let's pump the brakes. My
Oh.
boy was Bernie Sanders. I was going to vote for whoever went against Trump, and I fought hard for him because I didn't want Trump that badly. Biden was my last choice from the Democratic side because he was so
Oh.
moderate.
Oh, I didn't know that he was your last choice.
Him and Kamala were my last choices. They're
And
literally
that's who
the
you get.
worst dynamic duo that I could have gone for.
Yep.
But I still take them over Trump, even though they're not blowing me away right now. They have not done a great. They're not.
They haven't had a
away.
great first 100 days.
I think they're pretty average. Yeah.
they haven't done anything spectacular. Nobody's talking about them, good or bad.
Bombing, what was it? Was not
bombed
good.
Iran or Iraq
Syria.
or Syria or Lebanon.
Yeah, that
or
wasn't great.
something. That wasn't good.
Of course, my dad was like, I give him credit for that. All right, he showed some balls, and I'm like, that was literally like the worst thing he fucking did. But okay.
Yeah, he hasn't followed through on stuff he said he was going to do. He's doing things he said he wasn't going to do. We'll see what the press conference comes. I mean, it'll be. I'm going to tune in just because it's the first one since he became president. I'd like to see what he has to say.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I haven't really been following much otherwise. I did try and look up Trump just to kind of see what he's been doing and everything, but
He's still locked down.
you can't find him anywhere. Yeah, he's locked out of everything still.
He's down at Mar-a-Lago trying to hope the feds don't arrest him.
Hey,
Praying that praying they don't go after his taxes in New York still.
they already released him in Texas, in New York. They got
They
approval.
released his taxes?
They
got approval for them.
Well, yeah, the jury or the judge or whatever approved the release of them. So I'm sure they're probably being examined at this point.
Huh.
I don't know what's going to come of it, but whatever.
Oh shit.
So we got that going on. Did you guys watch, listen, read about the Harry and Princess Meghan debacle with Oprah?
Yeah.
What, you didn't see anything, or
It's like the family said that they were worried about the kids having black
too
skin
dark.
or something.
supposedly? I
God, I
guess.
fucking love her.
She's super light
Meghan?
herself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that dude is incredibly pasty. Those kids are not going to have an ounce of pigment in their skin.
Apparently, she's part African American or something.
Yeah,
She's,
like
I
an
didn't
eighth.
I didn't know that though.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much truth. I mean, now it's this back and forth thing that we didn't really say that, or she misunderstood or mistook what we said or something. But my whole thing is, for you to flee the royal family, to flee being like the next prince or king or queen or whatever it is, to come to America, like something's going on there.
Yeah.
You know, like what?
It's the land of opportunity, man. They want a white picket fence with 2.5 kids.
In LA, staying with fucking
Tall
Bernie Mac
fence.
or something, whoever was housing them over there. It's a tall fence.
I just think it's that family. They're bad fucking news, man. Like they don't like her, and they've made no secret of that whatsoever.
It's just wild to me to think about that opportunity, that being your legacy, and then to just leave it all behind. I mean, there's just got to be a lot going on there to walk away from that. You know.
Can we talk about the queen for a second?
Yeah.
Is she ever going to die?
No.
That woman's been alive forever. She's been the queen since the
Forever.
fucking Revolutionary War.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
crazy.
that's why they ran.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not really like, maybe she's an alien or some shit.
She's robotic, dude.
We are
She's
worried about
Ultron.
the skin color. It is not
Jeez.
green enough.
Yeah, she has been the queen forever.
Forever.
But I thought that was interesting. They made like 4 or 5 million just to do that interview, which is crazy.
Wow, holy shit.
Yeah,
Why do people give a shit?
because it's the royal family.
But like, why?
Yeah,
like the royal family has no power. They're just rich as fuck
Yeah,
This
because of their lineage.
same
that's
question I ask at all the weddings too. I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Like, who cares? And they're like, I called off work. I'm gonna stay up for 15 hours and watch this wedding.
I've never watched any of those.
No, and it's like, I don't give a fuck who he's marrying. Like
Yeah.
they were like, oh, she's just like a peasant girl. It's like a fantasy. And I'm like, okay, she's not a fucking princess.
That's
Like,
awesome.
right.
I read about that. And Who
she's
Gives
pretty
a Fuck
fucking
magazine.
hot. I mean, all the deep fakes are going to be better now, I guess.
Dude, her sister Pippa. Oh
Like,
my
who cares who they
God.
God.
marry? Fucking
I don't know what Pippa looks like.
Bezos' ex-wife.
Pippa Pig?
Freaking married
Daddy.
Bezos' ex-wife married a freaking like Seattle teacher. You got hopes for a freaking billionaire wife, Jesse.
Oh my God.
Bezos married a Seattle teacher.
I'm already
Bezos'
married.
wife, Bezos' ex-wife,
Oh,
married a teacher in Seattle.
Oh, that's her sister?
Who? Peppa Pig?
The Pippa chick?
Yeah.
Show us what she looked like.
I definitely thought that this was like a totally different married to another brother in the royal family person.
You gonna give us a gander over there?
I'm trying to find a good picture because
Oh.
there's one that's hot and then the rest.
yeah. I was
of
gonna say I
them
haven't seen her in like
Hot or
2
not?
years, so it's probably not
the
the
rest
same.
of these don't look all that amazing.
So, but yeah, that's going on. Another thing, you guys remember the huge Twitter hack of last year where all those celebrity accounts got hacked and they
Yes.
shut down Twitter and everything?
Yes.
That kid got sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Oh, they caught him.
3 years in prison.
how old's the kid?
He's like young,
Like,
like 17 or something.
Oh shit.
He was supposed to do a 10-year minimum. And
what did he
like,
do with their accounts?
He like shut down accounts, leaked account information, like personal information from there. It was that huge. You don't remember that huge Twitter debacle last year?
Nah, man, if it ain't the fappening, I ain't down with it.
Wow. But
It's
yeah,
the only celebrity leaks I ever paid attention
I
to.
thought that was wild. He's actually going to do 3 years in prison for that.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, he kind of got off light.
It's supposed to be 10.
Yeah.
He took some kind of plea deal or something, and he got 3. But
Three's nothing.
Got to cover your tracks better, man. Get a VPN. What the fuck are you doing?
I mean, you hacked all of Twitter. You got to be pretty smart. What the fuck?
The fappening guy has done a leak 3 times and he hasn't been caught yet.
It's Jesse's hero.
It's because we're sitting with him right here.
Unsung hero.
When that
Jesse
shit
Uncle
first
over
happened, I was like 21 and I'm like, holy shit. I'm texting people. You're not going to believe what's happening right now. I'm like, I only recognize some of these. Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Like, I'm just like, it was great. Fucking
We'll be right back to Ryan. So
Off
freaking
camera.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
A
J-Lo.
whole,
yeah.
her
couch
section
one.
alone
Yeah.
is bigger than all the others combined. She's a freak.
I remember the couch.
There's not enough memory in my phone to screenshot all of that.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen J-Law.
She's just eating an apple in a bathtub. Why?
I didn't.
Because you can. Why not? Why the fuck not? She needs to be on OnlyFans. At least making some money off of it.
I didn't know they caught him though. That's crazy.
Yeah, I just read that article today. I was like, that's wild.
And he's a kid.
Yeah, he's young. He was a young dude. But yeah, that's really it. Oh, so this was interesting. This isn't like anything new, but the newer Apple Watch that came out, I think a year ago, the Series 5, they released it. And I remember we talked about it on here when we were doing the random tech segment every once in a while. And the new one came out that does like the EKGs and like can actually track your heartbeat and all that.
My buddy's got one, the one who had COVID that they had to bring back twice.
Yep.
He got the warning ahead of time because of it.
That's the thing. We pushed and pushed and pushed my dad to get one because he has a lot of heart issues.
Yeah.
So last 2 weekends ago, not this past, whatever, not this weekend, a couple days ago, but a week ago.
Yeah.
He went into AFib and he had that on. That's where your heart starts to like excessively beat like crazy. And he's got really bad heart issues, but he was sitting at home working. He works from home now. He just does like consulting work. And his watch went off and he's like, you're going into AFib. Do you want to dial like emergency services or whatever?
Yeah.
And he said like, that was the first time ever, like
he's
ever been able to use it, you know, cause he got the watch and then never wore it.
Right.
But he wouldn't have known, you know, so he got rushed to the hospital.
You don't feel that? I would think that would be painful if my heart was just like.
You get a feeling of, from what I hear, is like you feel like a sense of anxiousness, but you don't necessarily know that's what it is. Like you could just be stressed. He was in the middle of working, so like he, you know, you don't know.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because it comes on and then it lets you generate emergency services right from the screen, and then it gave him an alert like 10 minutes later. Like it notices if you haven't moved because he sat down on the couch to like try and come down from it.
Yeah.
And then it like alerts you again. You're still haven't done anything. Do you need us to like call?
Yeah.
Oh, that was pretty crazy. I'm like,
So
I'm glad
that's what
he
happened to
got
my
it.
buddy before COVID because he had a heart attack,
Jeez.
years before the COVID, I think 2 or 3 years before the COVID, but he had that on. And what? Did I say something stupid? Oh, yeah. So he got the same alert. I don't know if it was AFib or if it was something else, but he was just like, man, this shit is broken. Like he just like totally ignored it.
Yeah.
And then it happened again and he ignored it again. And then shit actually happened. He had a heart attack like a week later. He's like, I probably should listen to that thing, but like they work. It definitely works.
It's wild, dude. I mean, I just think that's super cool. That's an awesome technology to have on your wrist. There might be Android or Samsung might have something similar on their watches. I don't know.
There sucks. That's what
I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, obviously, I do Apple stuff. But I think that's cool that they have. And just with my dad's history and experience and stuff, like that was nice to know.
Yeah.
That like as long as he continues to wear it, that like that is something that can alert him of something going on because
For sure.
He's by himself a lot of the time and that's scary. So good
Upton.
Apple. Yeah, so good stuff from Apple. That's all I've really got. Anything new and exciting from the wide world of politics, life, anything for Let's Get Social? I wanted to just move on to Hollywood.
Oh God, I thought I had something and I was gonna send it to you this week. Oh shit, I can't remember.
Brain turned to mush.
Yeah,
it happens.
Sorry, guys.
Leave it to Jesse. His Pokemon's throwing us off. Let's do Hollywood Report before we get way too off track here.
High School Musical girl, Vanessa Hudgens.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
Two Steve, assemble!
We should edit that so that it goes, oh my God, it's happening.
Jesus. Christopher, the film freak, Kessinger.
It's supposed to be Gur, like you pronounced it, but like we say Jur.
I always say Jur.
Yeah,
but it's supposed to be Kessinger.
Yeah, that's our
Kessinger just comes off.
We've been saying your name wrong this whole time, and you haven't corrected us.
I say it wrong.
It's too late now. I can't correct them.
Yeah,
it's one of those situations.
We had a kid in my high school named Kessinger, and they're like, "Oh, you guys related?" I'm like, "No, I and E, you fucking idiot."
You're stupid.
My last name's Unk, and when there's somebody named Mrs. Unkifer, and they're like, "Are you related?" And I'm like, "That's not even like close." Like just because you guys are stupid.
People do it all the time. I get, "Are you related?" Wise. I'm like, it's not the same name.
Yeah,
it's because they look similar or have some of the same letters.
Sure.
Relate them to each other.
It's nothing.
Sure.
They're fucking dumb.
So Hollywood Report. I got a few things this week. We're going to kick it off with a little Grammy talk. That was the other night on Sunday. So a lot of people always give me shit for liking the Oscars and saying like it's boring and award shows are boring and all that.
I love the Oscars.
To me, the Grammys are boring to me. So like,
yes.
So I tuned into this for like an hour and a half roughly on Sunday night. And in a year, even when COVID has influenced the ceremony where there's hardly anybody there, a lot of it is being done, via satellite, and all that. Like, God, it was even worse.
Is Grammys movies?
No, Grammys is music.
Okay.
So a couple of key notes took place here. So Taylor Swift, she won historically her album of the year for the third time. She's tied
Only
with
3.
She's tied with Frank Sinatra, Stevie Wonder, and Paul Simon for that award.
For 3 albums?
3 albums of the year.
Them.
Yeah, if she gets one more.
I really thought she had more than that already.
No,
she had like 5.
3
albums, but album of the year.
Yeah, album of the year. So like it's hard to win. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Also, Beyonce won 4 awards on the night, which is the most by a female artist ever.
She's still relevant?
I didn't even know she released a new album this year.
I didn't really know that she was still in the game.
Yeah. Other notable instances were your girl Billie Eilish won record of the year.
Was she there?
Yeah, she did accept.
She did perform.
Of Question.
Not that I saw. No.
Do you guys? What is the difference between record of the year and album of the year?
That there is a difference on that. Record of the year and song of the year is the one that you have to debate. Record of the year and album of the year. Album's the whole thing. That's every song that's on the album. So if you have 13 songs, like, man, all 13 are fucking off the track.
Sure. Okay.
This is just one song. Now, what's the difference between record and song of the year? I have no fucking idea.
One got printed on vinyl and the other one didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that's weird. So their record obviously is different than album, but how is it different than song?
Record and song are two different
categories
at the Grammys every year, and I still have no idea how to explain it.
Yeah, we need to figure out what the difference is.
Record of the year goes to the performer, but recipients can include the singer, producers, engineers, and other team members that created this recording.
Okay.
Song of the year, on the other hand, only goes to the songwriter.
Oh, okay. So it's
song,
technical
it's not even technically
aspects.
the artist.
So like her brother produces all of her music, doesn't he? Doesn't he make the music? So that goes to him as well then.
Yep.
Record.
The record of the
song
year.
of the year would be whoever that person that physically wrote
lyricist, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so like song of the year, Taylor Swift song might win, but she's not the recipient of that award.
Because she didn't write the song, possibly.
I guess that makes sense.
That's interesting. Okay.
Besides that, my girl HER, R&B artist, she won too. She won an award.
Her? Anything from Eminem?
Yeah, that's how they pronounce it.
Some shady?
Nothing from Eminem. No, just that he's getting canceled right now, I guess, apparently, or trying to.
TikTokers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Just HER, like I said, I Can't Breathe takes Grammy for Song of the Year. So
yeah, what was that about? I don't remember why he was getting canceled.
They're saying that his music is inappropriate and homophobic and racist and murderous, and he talks about killing his wife. And
yeah, we fucking protested that shit 30 years ago.
It's TikTok kids it's all these people that are offended by everything. They're trying to cancel just the world, and everyone's coming out against them and like making videos saying we're not canceling Eminem. Like, if you can fucking roll over and die, but it's not happening.
If you're going to cancel Eminem, you should have done it whenever he lost to MGK in a rap battle.
Apparently he came out with a song though, in response to this TikTok canceling. He like did a rap. Or
Did he?
Yeah.
I bet it's highly offensive.
It pretty much tells him to go fuck.
Oh, you slick dick TikToking the flick.
Basically.
That was going there for a second.
That's all he fucking sounds like now. I can't stand new Eminem. He needs to get addicted to pills again.
Jeez.
On my penis.
I love Eminem. Haters.
Yeah, I find the Grammys so boring. There was like, I watched it, and there's a couple artists like Dua Lipa performed who I love, but I just couldn't get into it, man. Like the Oscars, I am fully into it. Like I watch it. It is like a spiritual thing for me, like all night. We're going to get into Oscars here in a little bit, but yeah, the Grammys, it was just so boring, so tame. There's no risk to it. The biggest risk of the night was a performance from Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion performing WAP.
They performed that?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Was it very, very censored?
Yeah,
my God,
it's getting a lot of like, so there's a lot of people going nuts over it, and they're comparing it obviously to the whole, well, we could cancel Dr. Seuss books, but we can air this on screen. We can air Harry Styles, who performed with a penis on his
penis?
On his pants.
There's a penis on his pants?
Yeah.
Was a big veiny triumphant bastard?
Wait, what do you mean? He had a drawn on penis?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why?
It was just part of his performance piece, man. So this is like
See, I don't agree with that either. Like I'm all down for like taking away racist books and shit, but like can't be showing dicks on TV. Like I got a kid on the way. I don't want my kid seeing Harry Styles' dick. Like a man dick?
Like a man dick?
But more people, just to show you, like with female sexuality, more people are pissed about the Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion performance than they are about that.
I don't necessarily think that that's that appropriate either, but like
it's the Grammys, dude. It needs something. It needs something. Somebody like it needs some reason to be talked about the next day. And if that's it, I hate that song.
She wasn't nude. It's
No.
not the same as a dick.
No, but the reason people are flipping is they were grinding each other on stage, like they were scissoring. Yeah,
Scissor Sisters.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was wild, bro. They're like
Watched it?
they're like pretzeling each other and shit.
Yeah.
What? Did Harry Styles' dick make an appearance?
Not,
Both of them.
Not at that
drawn
one.
on one, and then the drawn on one just starts turning 3D. Like,
Jeez.
That's it for Grammy talk. Thank God.
I missed the good stuff. Apparently,
Oscar nominations came yesterday, and
official.
There are some surprises. Yeah. You're not on Facebook.
I didn't know this.
is Oscars movies?
Yeah.
I'm almost out of jail.
Do these words mean something? Like, are they acronyms?
Well, Oscar is based. Oh,
You don't know Oscar?
Yeah.
Like Oscar the Grouch?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's named after.
No,
No,
let's get the
Oscar's
fuck
based.
outta here.
It's off of a popular writer in Hollywood. I can't remember
Okay.
right now the story behind it. It's like 1910 or something like that.
Okay.
But so yeah, the nominations dropped yesterday. There's some surprises for sure. There's some disappointments that I'm going to get to here in a second. But Mank ended up with 10 nominations, which is the big haul. You always have that movie that always takes like the most nominations, and they make a hyperbole statement about it in the news the next day, but it wins nothing.
Yep.
It wins nothing.
What is that?
What was
What-
it last year?
Mank, yeah, it's a story based on Ben Mankiewicz, who was a screenwriter in 1940s and 50s Hollywood. It was the Netflix movie that dropped with Gary Oldman. David Fincher directed it.
Huh.
Ooh, I didn't know Fincher did it.
Yeah, he did it. It was back in October.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it was good, but it's so hard to. So like you guys, I wouldn't recommend it to at all.
Yeah.
No,
I would only recommend it if you've seen Citizen Kane, which is a movie that it's based off
I
of.
own it and I haven't watched it yet.
If you watch it and you end up liking Citizen Kane, I say go for Mank full steam ahead. But if not, don't bother.
It's funny that you say that because Nick actually messaged me the other day and was like, "Hey, have you ever seen Citizen Kane?" And I was like, "No, but I have it. I'm waiting for a day that I have time to actually watch it. I know it's supposed to be like a pillar in the movie history world."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "There's a lot of camera stuff in it that's like way ahead of its time, but I'm really, really bored and I'm hoping it turns a corner, but I don't think that it's going to."
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So the thing is, anytime you name something, and this can happen even with us. So Shawshank Redemption is my favorite movie of all time. But the first second you hear that, somebody's out to prove what's wrong
Of
about
course.
Shawshank Redemption.
Of course.
So that's always what you get with stuff like that. Do I think Citizen Kane's the best movie ever? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, nowhere close. However, I think for its time, it was really ahead of its time.
Yeah,
So the storytelling device, the framing, everything, the cinematography is gorgeous.
that's what he
on it.
said.
But yeah, I would say it's very boring if you watch it in 2021.
Do you think Shawshank is the best movie of all time, even though, or is it just your favorite?
That's hard to answer. Like, so what do I think is the best movie of all time? It's hard to answer because there's a lot of different ways I can shape that, how it's shot, how the story is told, how the characters are. I would just say no for right now as a safe answer, but it's my favorite movie ever.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
I don't
Yeah.
think that you could possibly rank the best movie.
It's tough.
Like your favorite movie, okay. But to take into, I mean, there's so many factors you got to take into, and there's so many movies.
I think
How
I
do
could
you
come up
determine
with,
what
I think
is
I
the
could come up with
best-
5.
What makes it the best movie, though? Like story or the way it looked? Like it could be the best visual movie or the best story.
Well, what's important
Yeah.
to you when you
That's
watch
what
a
I'm
movie?
saying. That's like, is it your favorite
I think it
movie,
has
or
to
is
be
it
the most
best
well-rounded movie in all of those areas. So
What
it's
do you-
got to entertain you. It has to have great cinematography, great writing, great acting.
Okay, what are they? You said you can name 5.
Oh, I don't know off the
Quickly,
top of
off
my
the
head. I think I could. Godfather's definitely one.
Of course, it's your favorite movie.
The first
No,
one,
it's not.
I mean,
Not
one
even
is-
close to my. It's not even in my top 5.
Oh, I thought we talked about that.
first
a while
one,
ago.
second one, third.
I prefer the first one. I know a lot of people think the second one is better, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to derail Hollywood Report too much, but that's just a
No, it's
hard.
Cool. I like this.
That's a hard thing. There's just so many factors you can take into account
Yeah.
to come up the best movie of all time.
it's hard.
Like it's like there's things
It's
you
almost
do,
not fair.
You do your list and you're like, it's not necessarily what I think is my favorite, but what people are going to believe to be the best. You know, there's different way to look
Yeah.
at it. So how do you-
Subjectivity.
yeah.
Like, for instance, Star Wars is one of the most influential films of all time. You don't
Right.
get any type of sci-fi for the most part without Star Wars.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch Star Wars, a lot of
Right.
the acting is not that great.
No.
A lot of the shots are not that great. Some shots are great, some shots are not.
They
And
don't
there's a
age
lot
well.
of big problems with
The
it. But
influence that it had on the industry
Right.
makes it a great project as a whole.
Right.
But is it the best movie
But-
ever? No.
right. And could I say that it's even in the top 5 because of those reasons?
not.
I don't think so. It's very hard for me to find an issue anywhere with The Godfather.
I know. I agree with that.
But I think that debate goes for Citizen Kane too. So like, you know, for its time when people did name it the best film ever, to them, it really was the best film ever. They had never seen anything like it. And when you watch it, you go, yeah, there was nothing in 1940s and 50s that was made anything even remarkably like
Yeah.
this. You know, there's a big twist at the end. There's all kinds of different framing devices. Like the way the story is told visually is a lot different than the way movies were told thematically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it does deserve credit, but would I say it's like a masterpiece in 2021?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think of some of what my favorite movies of all time are, and I'm like, there's no way that the majority of people would rank them as the best movie ever.
What's Sandlot?
Wolf of Wall Street for one. Probably
of
one
Wall
of my favorite movies ever.
Mhm.
Arrival, which I know is on your most recent list.
Fuck yes.
I fucking love Arrival.
Yes.
But like, the story is so good. It's stunning visually and everything. I enjoy it as a whole, but does that make it the best movie? You know, like, how do you determine that? That's just such a hard concept.
In Arrival's case, it really makes you think, and it's based on the whole,
good.
Connection of language, which isn't just English. It isn't just, reduced to just a country of origin.
Yeah, that movie is stunning to me.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
12 Angry Men. That would be another one of my top 5.
Oh, yes. Great pick.
1957.
Great pick. And not a bad remake either from 1993.
Yeah. Never saw that one.
Jack Lemmon. Oh my God. Great pick. Jesse, I'm so
movie.
proud. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, I'm not going to obviously name every nominee for every category, but let's go through Best Picture just for a second here. And then I want to get to my disappointment. So Best Picture, as usual, there's 8 nominees. They added 8 about 10 years ago. It used to be 5, but it's kind of cool. It includes more films now, more chances. The Father, which I gave a 10 out of 10 to earlier this year. So far, it is my favorite film of 2021.
Said that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got a deep connection to me because it's based around Alzheimer's, and that's very personal.
That's right.
Very big connective tissue to that movie. Judas and the Black Messiah, which
that would be there.
we've all seen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely worthwhile.
Mank, Minari, which was a coming to America story. Funny enough, this movie is getting a lot of nominations for the best foreign film, yet it's an American picture. Doesn't make sense. But it's pretty cool. I enjoyed the movie deeply. A couple of the actors got nominated for their respective roles, so it's getting a lot of attention. I think it's warranted. Nomadland. This is the one that I enjoyed, but I think it's very overrated. A lot of people like Nomadland, but to me, like, the performances are good, but the story is so ambiguous and like, it's literally just out there. It's like everything you learn in the plot, once you read about it, like, oh, these are, homeless people and they're living out on their own. And basically what the pioneers did when they came, the settlers and all that. That's the story. Yeah. That's everything you're going to get. There is no twist. There's nothing to it.
I have it on my list and I'll like scroll onto it. Like, I'm going to watch it. And then like, it always plays like a quick preview of the movies when you're like over top of them. And then I'm just like, and I just move on to something else. But like, it got so many awards and stuff. I'm like, I gotta watch it. I'm not drawn to wanting to turn it on.
I think it's going to take Best Director, Chloe Zhao, who did an outstanding job directing it. I will agree with that 100%. But I think we had a movie last year, you and I remember, I can't remember what it was, but it got nominated for an Oscar, and we're like, everybody's raving about it, but we're like, it's okay.
I have to go look it up.
I can't remember what it was right now. Promising Young Woman, though.
Yes.
I think this movie
that got nominated.
Yeah, Best Picture, and it's got like Carrie's Best Actress. All like, it got a few awards.
Good.
Promising Young Woman, fantastic film. Cannot recommend it enough. To be honest, out of all of these movies, besides maybe The Father, it's probably my favorite.
I would say I wouldn't mind that one winning, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to win though? When you take into account some of the other stuff, probably not. Judas's story and what it meant is probably going to be overpowering to Promising Young Women, but that movie was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was The Irishman.
It was The Irishman.
Oh,
You're right.
The awful CGI and stuff.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that good.
And we were like, we can understand kind of why it's getting nominated because it's an Oscar darling, but at the same time, to us, it wasn't very entertaining.
I still never watched it.
Last year was such a solid year.
Yeah.
Marriage Story, Jojo Rabbit, Little Women, Irishman, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker, Ford versus Ferrari, 1917.
And Parasite took it.
So many good movies.
Yep.
That's a hell of a good lineup.
Yeah. Parasite
1917 is another one on top, like up there for me.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic movie.
You want to talk about cinematography? Good God.
Sound, man.
Yeah, the sound too. Very, very good sound. Sound of Metal was nominated.
Great movie.
I enjoyed it a lot. I'm kind of surprised it's nominated though for Best Picture. I think it's deserving.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Trial of the Chicago 7, which I enjoyed.
Yeah,
dude.
I thought that was going to be your disappointment because I didn't know if it was nominated or not, and I was going to be really pissed.
That's solid lineup.
Yeah.
That's for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins this?
So not who I want, but who I think.
Yeah. Damn.
I'll be honest with you. I think they give it to Nomadland.
You think so?
Yep.
Jesse, you have any thought on?
I haven't seen so many of these yet. I've only seen 3 of them. I've only seen Promising Young Woman, Judas and the Black Messiah, and The Trial of Chicago 7, which Trial of Chicago 7 I think is the most Best Picture-y out of those 3.
Yeah. thematic and all that.
Yeah, the one that I probably enjoyed that one the most too. I really liked Promising Young Woman, but the more and more I look back on Judas and the Black Messiah, the more and more I'm like, it wasn't as great as
it was. Great to see the movie, to see what the story, to see the story and stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't vote it Best Picture.
I would
if it was between Trial and Judas, I would pick Trial over Chicago 7 for sure. Promising Young Woman is so good. I don't want to.
I'll tell you why No Man Land.
I just want to go to No Man Land just because it's just going to go to No Man Land. That's probably who's going to win it.
I'll tell you why, because it's won Best Picture at every other awards show so far. So yeah, it's an Oscar darling. I watch it and I go, I gave it an 8 out of 10 when I reviewed it, and people were pissed about that because to some of my readers it was the film of the year. But I'm like, the story is very flat. Everybody takes stuff differently. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so then what was that all for that? That was for that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to talk about before I get to that disappointment. The best director's cool because there's a lot of representation in it. So we have Lee Isaac Chung from Minari, which is cool, Asian director. Emerald Fennell, a female director. David Fincher, Chloe Zhao, Asian female director, and Thomas Vinterberg, who is I believe a French director or a German director. But it's pretty cool. There's definitely representation in the Oscars where there wasn't in the Golden Globes. Yeah. Which is kind of why I like the Oscars a little more. They're progressing more naturally. So my disappointment was, did you guys see Da 5 Bloods when it came out?
Haven't seen it yet.
It's
literally on the list at home.
It's on my list of movies to watch, and I just haven't turned it on yet.
So I'm respectively looking at Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor, both categories for whatever you want to put this guy in. Best Supporting Actor, there's one guy I think did better than this guy, and that's Daniel Kaluuya. I would definitely give Daniel Kaluuya that award for Judas and the Black Messiah. If you wanted to go Best Actor and give it to this guy, I would say Chadwick Boseman was probably the only guy I would say that did better than him. But this guy deserves to be nominated at the very least, and that's Delroy Lindo from Da 5 Bloods. Okay. So
what else is he in?
In this, oh God, he was in
just to strike up who it is.
90s movies. So did you ever see Ransom?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So he's the cop that's tasked with bringing him home, basically. Okay. He's the black guy who works with Mel Gibson. And he was also in Get Shorty. He's kind of the villain in that movie.
Okay. I was just trying to put a face to the name. Okay. Yeah. He didn't get nominated. You think he should have?
He didn't. Yeah. I think it is a crime that he did not get nominated at the very least. So in this movie, Da 5 Bloods, it's basically about these 4 black soldiers who fought in Vietnam, and they return home. And then 20 years later, they go back to Vietnam to not only take gold that they buried there and make themselves rich, but also relive the memories that they've lived with all of this time. It's a very heartfelt film, but it's a very personal one and a serious one. And to me, Delroy Lindo's role is so amazing because it's a black guy who is also a pro-Trumper in the movie. Okay. And that adds for several amazing parallels to his character. Yeah. So like the way other people treat him, the way he retorts to, you can kind of see the influence of Trumpers in everything that he does, the way he treats people, the way, he views money as the primary importance over friendship, over everything. So it's interesting. And I think Delroy acts his ass off. There's a scene late in that third act where you can see that break in his character, like his mental break. He finally gives in. And the scene makes it look like he's talking to actually Chadwick Boseman, who's in the movie kind of subtly. I don't want to give away too much who he is and what he represents, but he's talking to Chadwick Boseman, but he's really just talking to himself. And we realize that after a couple of minutes, and you see this guy and he's talking like this and his eyes are big and you don't know me. Radically. You don't know where I come from and you don't know all this. And it is such a passionate speech. My favorite scene of the entire year.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah. For this to not even be nominated, I don't care if he didn't win. That's fine.
Yeah.
Not nominated.
It's a big name too. He's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, dude. Over all these guys, I'll say it right now. He deserved it over Gary Oldman's Mank.
Wow.
100%.
I know him from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
That's what I think about.
There you go.
Yeah. I was trying to think of who, like that name and that face, who that was from, but yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Great actor too. And usually he's kind of like a supporting role. In this movie, he steals the attention frequently.
I gotta watch it.
So
I need to watch all these movies.
two more. Yeah, dude, there's a lot to catch up on.
I've been watching Westworld a lot, so I haven't watched any movies.
Oh yeah, is season 2 as good as season 1? Because I love
only
season
on
1.
I want to watch episode 7 of season 1 tonight.
Okay,
I just started it.
1 was good. I just never had time to watch 2 and 3.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Two more things. So LA and New York theaters are finally opening. What this means basically in the scope of Ohio is that Regal cinemas were not going to open until LA and New York did. Okay. So this is kind of like the kickstart to finally get them going. I spoke with somebody in corporate at Regal the other day, and he said they're aiming for a May opening, unfortunately. So they're still not going to do it just because they're New York and LA are opening up. The reason being is they're only opening at 25% capacity. So we don't even know how much these theaters are going to pull in.
Even with the vaccinations, I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. And you got to think these are heavily, I don't want to say democratic, but progressive cities. So like a lot more are going to get the vaccine than say, somewhere down Southwood, Texas or something like that.
So what I'm wondering is what is keeping them alive over the course of the last year of not being open?
Well,
what are they doing for income or whatever? Revenue stream? Does Regal have other?
For Regal, they don't.
What do they have else otherwise?
So like we talked about on an episode. Yeah, right. No kidding. They're not doing well as it is. We talked about on an episode last summer, AMC got bought out, or they got bailed out. So they declared bankruptcy, but they got bailed out by the government. Okay. So like they had to file for that. Regal, I'm not 100% sure where their funds are coming from at this point. Cinemark, I can say they've at least stayed open. Yeah. Even though they're not making probably a fraction of what they would usually make, they did still stay open. Yeah. So there is some form of income.
Which was the one that was possibly going to get bought out by Amazon? Was that AMC?
That was AMC.
Nothing ever happened with that.
No, they got bailed out instead.
Yep.
So
stock's finally coming back up, baby.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of people talking about that in our inner circle.
Dude, as soon as I bought it, it fucking tanked. It's finally almost about to break back even again.
So it's kind of cool though to see these theaters finally opening up. LA and New York, like if we think we've had it bad in
I'm up $2.
Hey, make that money.
If we think we've had it bad in Ohio with everything we've gone through, like a couple months here and there, like they've been closed since March of last year.
Yeah.
So like and considering it's the two biggest markets, that's a huge hit for movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now no Regals, but the plan, as he said, was May, like very early May. I know they want to get it open probably for that Black Widow.
Yeah. Good old Black Widow.
So my final piece of the night that I wanted to talk about is I wanted to get some things off my chest. 2 weeks ago, I watched a movie called Raya and the Last Dragon. Disney produced it. And it's an animated film. Basically, I don't have to go too much in the movie. That's not my purpose here. It's a good film. Go see it. That's all I would say. However, I would say wait until you have the chance to see it at a theater, or at least until it comes to a rental like Vudu or something where you can get it for $8.
Oh, right.
Disney is really pissing me off lately. So this movie did horrible, and it didn't deserve that. It's a solid movie, which Disney is not privy to anymore. Like they get maybe 1 out of 5 good films anymore. But Raya was beautiful. It was fantastical. Everything about it was what was advertised. And this movie made $6.9 million in its opening weekend, which is horrible for a Disney animated property.
Yeah, that's awful.
Why did this happen? Too expensive. 2 things. One, Ryan just named it. It was too expensive. For one, it was, I would say, probably about 80% only available on the Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus app.
The Disney Plus app. And even if you have the Disney Plus app, you had to pay the $30 dreadful price tag that Mulan went through.
Why we didn't watch it.
Did we not learn anything from last summer when it came to Mulan? Now, you're talking a movie that, in my opinion, was bad. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. That's not important. But Mulan proved a point. That movie did not sell well because of that price tag. Why would you do that again?
The only thing that I can think is that they thought this is a Pixar movie. It's more kiddish.
It's not a Pixar movie.
It's not Pixar.
It's a Disney animated studios movie.
Oh,
yeah. But even so, like, I think to Jesse's point, like it's a family movie. So like $30 for mom and dad and 2-3 kids to watch movies cheap, but you're eliminating out the people like me who, like, I would have liked to have seen it, but I wasn't paying $30. I mean, for a family, $30 isn't bad. It's cheaper than taking your kids you know, husband and wife and kids to the movies to see it.
Mhm.
We're going to pay $30 just in snacks.
Yeah.
But to the point that they eliminated so much other avenues for it where they made it just on there. That's too much money.
The thing that they're not realizing, which you would think that they would because they're marketing moguls, is the majority of people that are seeing your Pixar movies and your animated movies are people like us who grew up watching that stuff. And we go, I mean, Pixar's, I would guarantee you, I'd bet anything that Pixar's majority of its money comes from at least 30-40% of their money comes from grown-ass people.
18 to 34, would you say?
I would say.
Yeah.
People aren't taking their kids to see kids movies every single weekend. That's a special thing that you go and do because it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's not fun.
It's a lot of
like
work. As a
have you
parent,
ever gone to a movie with kids before?
Yeah, sadly.
This is my nightmare.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good it is. Like, I'm not looking forward to that. Like, whenever we have our kid, I'm not taking him to go see Pixar movies all the time. He's going to sit there and he's going to watch the classics that are on Disney Plus, and he'll watch it 17 times in a row because that's what kids do.
Yep.
I'm not going to spend $30 so the next day they can go, I want to watch the Raya Dragon. And then you got to pay $30 again because, like, it's just stressful. You're not going to do that.
Dude, as a kid growing up, so my little brother's 6 years younger than us, or six years younger than me, 8 years younger than my older brother. And growing up, we used to watch the same shit over and over and over again. We would watch Titanic to that VHS burn down, and we would watch fucking Speed. Well, I mean, God, he was young. You got to think though, like, let's see, I was probably, 10 or so. So I mean, he's young, 5, 6, depending on how old I was at the time.
4, unless you determine the math.
But I'm saying, like, I don't think he was that young. So I was probably a little older. He was probably 5 or 6 or so, and then I was, whatever, 11, 12 years old. But we weren't watching. We didn't go to see a bunch of movies with our family and stuff. We weren't going to see Disney movies or any of that shit all the time. Even then.
Yeah.
So right now, you're definitely not doing that sort of thing.
As a young kid, I'd say 8 years old or younger, I remember going to the movies 3 times.
Right.
I saw Pokemon, the first movie, which was a huge ordeal. Everybody went and saw it. I saw Flubber on a field trip.
Flubber.
Oh, God,
I don't know
that the Linda.
I did too. You were probably there. Were there a bunch of kids?
Oh God, yeah. Shit.
He's like that fucking little blonde hair little bitch.
And then I saw the Wild Thornberrys movie.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
And then I saw Lion King when I was 2, but I don't remember it. That was the first movie I ever saw. Those are the 4 movies that I remember seeing as a child. And then I remember I didn't really go to the movies again and start really going to the movies a lot until I was probably like 14.
Yeah, when you want to like go with your friends after school, Friday night, go to the movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
So to me, like Jesse kind of touched on this. So I mean, it's kind of risky to say what the majority is anymore. To me, though, I think as much as you want to cater to a family audience and you want to cater to that family of 4 that, can easily purchase this for $30 and save money, you also have to look at things parallel from the guy that's sitting alone in his apartment and, just wants to check out this movie because it looks badass. And him having to pay $30 for this versus $12 for a theater ticket.
Right.
So, which brings me to the second reason why this movie failed. So I read an article last week. My buddy and I were talking about this, and Raya, at least around here in the Akron-Canton area, it played at no Cinemarks last weekend.
Right.
Oh.
And I wanted to know why that was. There has to be a reason why that was.
I didn't know that it didn't play. I thought it was just not in theaters until like 2 weeks later.
Kent Cinemas was your best chance at seeing that movie on the big screen.
That's weird.
So I wanted to find out why. I did some digging, and I found out that Disney and the theaters, as they always do, they work out deals before they release each movie. You probably know this better than anybody. Disney set that price tag a little too high. Cinemark didn't want to bite. They thought it was too much. I can understand that, especially in this time. I side with Cinemark in this argument.
So would they have had to pay like a $30? Would their price been really high?
Theirs
was a $30 online price.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like, just for argument's sake, we'll say a movie theater pays $200 to buy a movie. That's bullshit. I know that. On this time, it was $500.
Okay.
Which means that the theater would have been screwed because you can't raise your ticket prices.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And you're already in trouble with everything going on with COVID, and you have to limit the theaters,
Of
and
course.
tickets aren't selling as much anyway, which is a bullshit move to do in bullshit times.
Which is crazy that Kent, a small independent single operation theater,
They probably
bought it.
banked on the fact of hoping they would bring in all the kids from around that can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And when I saw another movie last week, Boogie, at Kent Cinemas, this is when I finally felt better on Sunday, and I got up and I went and saw a movie. I talked with the manager there, and she said they have been selling out for Raya and the Last Dragon around the clock. There's even a sign up on their glass case on the snack bar that says showings for Raya and the Last Dragon sold out this time, this time, this time, and this time.
Was it Shannon? Is that who you talked to?
I think so.
Brown hair.
Yeah.
Shorter girl. Yeah, she's really nice.
Yeah. So she said they've been like Jesse said, they've been making bank on it all weekend.
Good for them.
They chose to take the bite, and it's paying off for them.
Yeah.
Now, I don't fault Cinemark for that. I think that's ridiculous to raise that price. It only shows Disney's greed. And that's the point in my rant here today.
Yeah.
You are a marketing company. I understand money is the primary motivator in any argument, but these times are a little different than normally. So if this was basic non-COVID time, I would say whatever, fine. It's just greed. They figured they could make more money. I understand that.
Right.
To take advantage of a system, everything that's going on with the movie world right now, and the fact that people are already afraid enough to go and pay for a ticket.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yep.
It's tough because, like, I mean, I don't want to pay the $30. I think that that's unreasonable for the majority of people, but it's like they got to make money too, you know, like
You talking the
Disney.
theater? Oh, Disney.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think it's too much. Like, I personally am not going to pay the $30. Now, if I knew we were going to have a movie night and we're going to split it, even if I'm going to pay the 30 and no one gives me any money, but like, I know at least more than just myself, I'm going to see it. You know, like I have people over, I rent the movie, everybody watches it, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
But $30 for me to see it individually is just too much. Now, do I fault Disney for that? I don't know, because they know they've still got to make content. They got to produce movies. It costs them money to do that. And they've got to make that money back. Now, how do you balance out the fact of the percentile of people that are going to see it for that single cost? You know, I wonder what the percentage is of individuals, myself, paying $30 and I'm the only person seeing it versus a family of 5 seeing it and paying the $30, where in the theater they know that they would be getting $50 or $60 for it rather than the 30.
You're saying they better find that out for future reference.
Like, how do you find that balance to know what your ground is to make the money you need to make back for producing your movie and being a profit? I mean, they're a business at the end of the day,
Of course.
you know. So what do they do? How do we find the right algorithm for the cost to make it worthwhile? Push people away to not see it, because obviously they know at this point it didn't do well with the amount of money they made. Do we know what it cost? What the production cost is on a movie like that?
I'd have to look it up.
I mean,
real
when it's
quick.
animated,
It's always a lot.
Is it a lot?
Yeah.
Just because like
They-
hours.
they
of
won't make their
time?
money back. No way.
Yeah.
So to me, that argument, like, I look at it as, so by raising the price, like by keeping it $30 and all that,
Right.
serves a purpose for one party, and that's Disney and Disney only. And I
Yeah.
understand that, like you said, from a business perspective, they have to make money too.
Yep.
But it hurts a lot of people in return.
Yeah.
So we already talked about the theaters. We talked about the people at home who want to watch that movie. How about we talk about the people who made Raya in the first place? The ones who are getting paid and getting a little bit of that pie back because, you know, they made so much money that we're going to give bonuses and, you know, ticket takes and all that.
Yeah.
They're not making as much money now.
Yeah.
So like, you're hurting the production team. You're hurting people, because this is a beautiful movie also about representation, because it surrounds Asian culture that nobody's going to see. Like, will they eventually probably check it out when it gets lower? Sure. But look, everybody's raving about it now. And once you've missed that first week window, once we've done with Raya, once it's been out for a week, nobody wants to talk about it again. I get that all the time on my movie reviews. Like, somebody will bring up a movie from March and it's fucking August or something. And I'm like, oh yeah, it was great, but I can't fucking remember it.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that would have been great
You
to talk
see so
about
many movies.
5 months ago.
And it's something like that. That's something I've noticed with especially animated films. If it doesn't catch that huge influx, it doesn't continue on forever.
No.
Frozen is a classic forever.
Yeah.
There are some fantastic animated films out there that were good at the time that didn't break the box office, that never turned into anything.
Yeah.
The Guardians is a great holiday fun movie. It's about Jack Frost teaming up with all the other fairy tale creatures, and they fight against the Sandman, and it's fucking dope. It looks beautiful. The story's really emotional, and it's great. Big names in it too. Hugh Jackman plays the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
But you said you didn't know it, and you watch all the fucking Disney shit. So, and I don't think that's Disney, but I think it was DreamWorks, I believe.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But I've seen it on, and I've never clicked to watch.
Fantastic. The other day, Steph and I were scrolling through, and another Guardians movie, the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, the owl movie, was in 3D. It was fucking amazing when I went and saw it in theaters. The 3D was one of the best 3Ds I've ever seen. The story was good. It's all about these owls going on an adventure. It's fucking awesome.
Doesn't sound
Nobody
awesome.
knows what it is, and Rhea will be right there with them one day, sitting on my fucking movie shelf and nobody else's.
And that's my point. So like in a year when honestly everything that I see that's coming out over the next year animated wise doesn't look amazing. So like Pixar has a movie coming out this summer. I can't remember what the name of it right now is. It honestly didn't float my boat when I saw the trailer. I'm like, it looks okay. It doesn't look great.
Is it called Soul?
No.
Oh,
it's a one-word title though, and I can't remember what it's called right now. But so this movie deserved all the attention, and this could have been huge for theaters as far as comebacks go, as far as, you know, saving a theater, as far as mentality goes. Disney could have been the knight in shining armor for the struggling business right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
If they didn't spend so much money on their special sand art at Animal Kingdom, then they probably wouldn't have had to charge so much for the movie.
For bastards like you to go and see it for one night and then drive back 15 hours.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive though.
Yeah. That's my, you know, bullshit rant. You know, I was so angry because this movie deserved a lot of attention, and I feel like Disney really did it wrong.
Yeah.
And there's no making that money back, dude. That's money they're going to lose, and that studio is going to blame it on Rhea.
Yeah.
And that's not fair.
And why wouldn't you just shelf it like you did with Black Widow?
Yeah.
A movie that you could have put something out there that's been sitting on your shelf for 3 years, like they always do every once in a, like, you know, every couple of years, there's something that's been sitting on a shelf that they didn't get the production done for, that they go, fuck it, let's put it out. And maybe it does okay, but it's not going to lose you any money because it's already tanked all the money anyways. And then you're getting content out there still. I didn't think they marketed it that well.
No.
The only time I saw anything for it was on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
There's nothing on TV. There's nothing on YouTube. There's nothing on any advertisements anywhere. I mean, they killed Black Widow also. It's literally end.
Yeah.
But like, that movie's not coming back.
I think
I wouldn't be upset if they just nixed it from the story, but
I think a lot of the issues too that we're going to run into with that sort of thing is all the individualized platforms. So Disney Plus is its own.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing cross promotion because it's going to be on Netflix or and Amazon and HBO. Like it's only on Disney Plus. So unless you're on there and you're seeing it across their big top banner at the top coming out this date,
right?
To Jesse's point, I didn't know anything about it until like you started talking about it. And I'm on Disney Plus all the time.
And that's crazy because you're talking the biggest release of that weekend. Like this should be a movie where everybody's like, man, I'm dying to see this movie. I know you were and I were, but I was.
And I still haven't seen it because they fucked it all up.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. That's my point. So to me, even if you want to be greedy, you'd be surprised how many people will pay $20, but they won't pay $30.
Right.
Go with 20, man. Try it out. See how it goes.
Yeah.
If it goes up, what?
I wouldn't pay shit. I'm already paying for a subscription.
And that's fine, but I guarantee you those numbers go up.
I pay 20 to go to a theater.
Not necessarily from you, but those numbers will go up if you make it 20 instead of 30.
Sure.
20 is definitely a better price range. I mean, I paid begrudgingly, but I paid 20 for Promising Young Woman to rent, and I don't pay that much to rent a movie. I want to buy it for $20. I'll pay the $4.99, $5.99 that it typically is to rent a movie digitally, but I paid it because it had a lot of hype and I really wanted to see it.
I told you I would give you the $20.
No, but it was fantastic. It was great, and it was well worth the $20.
Yeah.
Rhea, 20 even might still be a little steep for that type of movie and the audience that's going to watch it. You know, for the bang for your buck, as an adult, like seeing that, I'm gonna pay maybe $10 to rent it, but I ain't paying $20. More families, to your point, yes.
Yeah.
It will get way more rentals at $20 than 30.
Yes.
But for me, that's even still too high to see that type of movie.
In a perfect world, Disney opens their fucking eyes and charge $10. $10.
Right. Because to Jesse's point, you're still paying a subscription also.
Yeah.
You got HBO here doing full releases for free.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me.
Well, that's the thing too, is like $30. I don't even buy the Steelbook Blu-ray with the DVD and Blu-ray and 4K disc in it for $30. Like I will get that shit at the exchange for $15 or whatever. But like, yeah, exactly. But like they're not doing it the proper way either. Like if you go to the movie theater, people are always like, it's $10 for popcorn. No, it's not. It's $8.75. And last year it was $8.50. The year before that, it was $8.25. And when I started at Regal, when I was 17 years old, it was $6.50 for a large popcorn. And now we've gotten to $9. And the reason is because every single year they check their sales and they go, well, we raised it a quarter and people still bought it. Well, we raised it a quarter and people still bought it. And eventually it's going to get to 10. And one day they're going to go, oh, fuck, people aren't buying popcorn. And it'll go back down a whole $1 to get people back because they'll go, oh, they dropped their prices. They need to go in there. They need to go in there and they need to say, hey, we're going to put this movie out there. It's exclusive content. Maybe it's not Raya. Maybe it's something that's not quite as huge. Like, I don't even know. Doesn't even matter. They put a lower level Pixar movie that people aren't expecting to do well, and you put it on there for $5. People will buy multiple $5 movies. Because $5 always seems like a deal. It's like the $5 footlong and the $5 Little Caesars pizza. It's not a big deal to throw $5 away. And you might buy 2 or 3 and have a weekend of movies with your kids. You're going to get your $15 that way. Then once that goes on and it's successful with a Mulan, then Raya comes out. Now you got it a $10 movie. Or Soul. Soul comes out and it's a $10 movie. Raya comes out. Raya looked way better than Soul to me. Just preview wise, it looks fantastic.
I think it is as far as animation goes. Yeah.
You go in there, now it's 15. And you slowly do that. Maybe every year they're 5, then they're 10, and people will go, I can't believe they're raising the prices, just like Netflix. But they will go with it because they're accustomed to it now. It's not that big of a price jump, and it's not $30, buy it right here. Like, it's stupid.
I think to your point, though, they'd be better off keeping the movies a solid price, 10, 12,
Consistent.
15 maybe, but do the Netflix thing as far as subscription goes, because that raises small amounts, but you're locked in, so they're getting a consistent gain, not just when you choose to rent or buy the movie. So keep it always, make the movies $15 consistently all the time to rent when they come out as a new release. But like Netflix is now almost $20,
and you could justify.
And it was
that
like
too.
$8 when I first started.
It just raised it again.
And I get monthly thing. I'll get an email. Oh, we're raising your subscription $1.17 now. You know, and I'm almost paying $20. But
I don't even know what I pay for Netflix.
I'm not going to cancel it because I use it so much. And you adjust to that $1 difference over the course of time. You're like, it's $1, whatever, no big deal, because it really isn't that big of a deal. But when you think long term, what you were paying and what you are,
all your subscriptions are going up by $1 or something.
You got to start to distinguish who do you really want? What are you going to really use?
That's why I agree with both of your arguments in terms of that, though. So like if you raise it steadily, like just, you know, maybe a little bit here, a little bit there, that's fine. But to jump off the cliff right off the bat at $30,
too much.
Nobody is like, you're only going to get the hardcore fans that want that. The ones that go, I have to see this movie or I'll die.
And you're not getting that for Araya.
Yeah.
You're not. I don't care who you are. You're not getting a diehard fan that's like, I have to absolutely see that movie.
Right.
I wonder how much of that 6.9 was from theaters and how much was from streaming.
Well, and then on top of that, if you try to pull this shit with something like a Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness,
I'm seeing
nobody's buying that shit for $30 either, because they're going to go, I have to see this on the big screen and I don't give a fuck. COVID be damned. Like,
but I wouldn't see that. Yeah.
But I would pay $30 to see it in the theater.
But even a casual viewer though is not going to do. I wouldn't pay $30.
I love Doctor Strange.
I do too. And that's probably the most excited for a movie I've been, but I'm not paying $30.
It's not one of those I'm like, oh man, I'm
really a Marvel MCU movie.
Not 30.
No, because at that point, I'm just 30. Like, fuck Disney.
I'll do 30 if I'm doing like 4DX seats and like I'm vibrating and you know all the fucking things going. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But
Doctor Strange is in your. Never mind.
Gerbil.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it though.
I get that. Well, on a more positive side of Disney Plus, I've been doing the MCU in order.
Oh yeah,
and they actually have a section, which makes it really easy.
That's missing.
Watch it in timeline order. It's not missing many. Missing Hulk, I know for sure. Which whatever.
Oh, the Edward
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
One, which I was like, I didn't really care. I've seen it. It didn't like ruin my timeline of seeing it. But I'm all the way up to Ant-Man.
Okay.
I've gone through 1, 2, 3.
I like the first Ant-Man more than the second.
8, 9, 10, 11. I've gone through 12 movies already.
Damn.
Huh. Yeah.
And there's what 23, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been busting them out, and I've had to watch some of them over more than once because I fall asleep.
I fucking told you,
then
dude.
I just go back to where I like remember our fall, like where I very vaguely remember nodding off. I'll go back there and start it. I watch it because I get it like hooked, and I want to go to the next one. So I'll watch it, but I'll only get through like half. So maybe I'll watch 2 in one night and I'll only get through half of the.
I guess they're only missing 3.
Yeah, I was
It's only the 2 Spider-Mans and the Incredible Hulk. Because the Incredible Hulk is still Universal. And
but where do the Spider-Mans fall in order, I wonder?
Because Spider-Man 1 came after
Late.
Civil War.
Yeah.
Because his first appearance was Civil War.
So I haven't got there yet, so I can still watch that in order.
And then Spider-Man 2 is the most recent movie.
Okay. And I have them, so I can watch them outside of Disney Plus.
Okay, I was gonna say I'll let you borrow them if you really want.
I have them even though they're not on here. I like own them, so I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But so here's a quick trivia question, and you guys might know this, and I was just really impressed by it. How many after scene credits are in Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
I was really impressed.
I remember there's a pointless one. I know the fucking pointless one because I was pissed.
I
I
couldn't
don't
believe
watch
how
2
many.
very often. I think it's only 3.
There's 4.
Is there 4?
4 after scene credits in that movie.
What are they?
I don't.
The
I don't
gold,
remember.
obviously.
Yeah, that chick's sexy.
Yeah.
That all gold.
Oh,
God
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I was really impressed by that though. There's only 2 in the first one,
Uh-huh.
and then there's 4 in the second one.
God.
And I was like, dang. And Disney Plus has a nice feature that it just lets you do skip credit,
oh,
and it goes right to that scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you hit
badass.
skip credit, and it goes right to the
That
next
is
scene,
dope.
so you don't have to like wait or fast forward through it.
Wait, now I want to know what they are. So it's her talking about, we'll call him Adam, and it's Adam Warlock.
Here, I'll pull them up.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you.
There was a
Guardians of the
pointless
Galaxy
one.
There's one where the blob is like at the IHOP still. Like where they
I
go
think
back to
there's
the
a-
blob.
I think
thing.
one of
the
them
pointless
Stan
one.
Lee.
Yeah.
I think one of them Stan Lee sitting on the
Stanley with
on
the
the planet with the weird people.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. They like see the future.
Isn't one
and
the
shit.
Collector
It
or
might be the
something?
Guardians.
The Collector is the first one, I think.
Collector, yeah.
No, because the Collector's dead at that point, isn't he? No, he's not dead.
No.
He dies in Endgame.
This is the one where we see him again, and we're like, oh,
All right. So one of them is the guy playing with the arrow.
Oh, that is one. That's the other one.
that's the one that's
The
going.
Collector is the Guardians one because they
Yeah.
blew up the shop and he's sitting
So
there.
there's
with
the guy
duck.
playing with the arrow and he accidentally shoots Drax.
Yeah.
Then there's the Sylvester Stallone one.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
Yeah, bring it all together again. Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Canelo, be bold.
then there's the gold lady.
So
Yeah.
hot.
So that's 3.
I gotta find out who that is.
I looked it up actually. I can't remember now though.
I know you did.
And then
Dude, seriously? You gotta clean up your room. It's a
that's
complete
4.
Oh.
I am not boring. You're boring. You know what's boring?
I don't remember this one.
Playing
No,
that
neither.
mind-numbing game. What's boring is me.
Got some acorns on you, kid.
Lines every day. I'm not boring.
I love these movies.
Now I know how young you felt.
yeah, they are they're really good movies, man. I was late to the game on watching Guardians. I
Those
didn't
are
watch this
some
till
of
like
my
last
favorites.
year.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah.
I love fucking Groot. I never really knew what the big like everyone always talks about fucking Groot and like,
You talk about fucking Groot?
well, I mean, some people like fucking trees, man. I don't know. It's weird. It's
Aye.
like tree huggers and stuff.
I am Groot.
Everyone talks about him. And I never really understood the thing because I never watched it.
Yeah.
He's a good character. It's funny.
It embodies the whole family element, you know, and I think that's what's cool is they really do. They are a collection of strangers when they first meet, but they really do grow by the end of that first movie.
Yeah.
And that scene where you see them all around that, the camera pans around and they're all kind of like bonding together. That shot is
The
beautiful.
Infinity Stone.
Establishing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. What's that?
So of the first 12 you've watched, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just grabbing each other with the
Yeah,
Infinity Stone.
yeah. That scene's beautiful.
I'm over here just being dumb.
Of the first 12 you've watched, which is your favorite so far? And has anything changed since you've rewatched them? Like, have you gone
Dude,
like, I used to
so-
hate that movie, now I love it?
I forgot a lot of them because some of them I haven't seen since they came out. And like that was it. And I haven't watched them since. Forgot how awful Thor was.
Thor 2.
Thor 2.
Yeah. First one's not bad.
First one's decent.
Yeah.
Second one was not great. I don't remember.
Second one is
being-
my least
Me
favorite
too.
of all of
Yeah.
them.
Me too.
Didn't love that. I really enjoyed the Iron Mans. I forgot how much I liked Iron Man.
Mhm.
The standalone, just his movies, they were really good. I mean, third one wasn't great.
I love the first one. The other two, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, but those were
Yeah.
really fun. I enjoyed those a lot.
Mhm.
I'm getting excited to where I'm getting at in the timeline now, though, because I'm gonna get into Doctor Strange and Black Panther, and those are like some of my favorites. This one Spider-Man is great. I do not remember the guy that steals the vibranium in Black Panther.
Yeah, it's
Ulysses
S. Claw.
Yeah, I don't remember him in whatever movie I just watched where he's in it, and that's where they first like show him in the
after
timeline.
credits.
Yeah.
Ultron.
Yeah, in Ultron. Yeah, and I didn't remember like that at all. So like watching it in this order, you know, it really pieces together a lot of the storyline that I didn't think about, or like when you watch them years after they come out, but it ties to a movie that was 3 or 4 years old. Like you don't think about that stuff, and those after credit scenes tie them all together. So I don't know. It's been awesome. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. So
good.
That girl, Elizabeth Debicki.
Oh, it's Elizabeth Debicki?
Oh, Elizabeth Debicki.
Yeah, her.
The fucking girl from Tenet.
No, you know what she's most known for?
Oh shit, is she?
Yeah.
She's known for The Crown.
I did not think she was attractive in Tenet.
Yeah, the only movie I've really found her where I'm like, she's kind of sexy is Widows.
That's a huge bitch.
Dang.
I think she is 6'1".
Yeah, she's in Everest, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah. But she was outshined in that movie by what's her name? Laura Croft.
Yeah, she's not really in that many movies I know, but she looked good in Gold.
Yeah, she does.
So, all right, gents. Anything else that we've got for the good of the show, for the good of the peeps? Oh, I got my Circle cup.
I was looking at that during the
Circle. If you would like to sponsor Made to Motivate podcast, Jesse Unk, Christopher Kessinger, and myself, we would love to have you. This is a water drinking device. The bottle, and then you got your flavor things are just this whole top.
Oh,
and
holy shit!
So your bottle comes with the lid and this, and then you don't have a cap. The cap is the flavor thing. And then on top is there's this little dial, and you guys turn this, and it's numbered, and that's how potent your flavor of your drink choice will be.
So you have one flavor in there.
You have one flavor in here. Upstairs, I have a little holder that holds 2 of these. So like if you want to take this one out because you want to use a different one, it keeps them like fresh and everything. So you can put one in. That whole box is filled with them though. And you can actually turn it. I don't understand the technology because I can turn this to no flavor and I can somehow drink through this thing and it's just water.
It's probably just like a mesh
cutting it
filter
off.
or
Some kind of weird thing. Yeah. But then you can turn it all the way up to
11.
It's 9 is the highest, I guess. No. 9.
This one goes to 11.
I can't believe you've seen that movie. That's awesome.
What is that?
Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that. Anyways, Circle, sponsor us.
Big circles.
This stuff is really, really good. I got tons of different flavors and stuff. So
if you put it at its most potent, how long would that last then?
They say at medium, which is which honestly is the best flavor. I have it at 4. If you start going too much over that, it's really strong. And at 4, you can refill this 6 times.
Wow.
This bottle 6 times off of one thing.
So it's still not
which I
dropping
think
too
is
much.
pretty good.
It's like 22 ounces, it looks like.
Yeah, this is pretty big. Doesn't say on here.
Got some pretty nice art on there too.
Yeah, I filled that mother up. But yeah, if you like water or you want to drink more water and you're honestly unsure, I'm going to share my code and you can get a discount.
Yeah.
So drink Circle. Appreciate it.
Circle.
We'll chat you guys up on the next show. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And that is all we got. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. That is Made to Motivate podcast. Make sure you tune into the show every week. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube so you know when the new videos launch. And check out our pages individually if you can. We appreciate the support. At Jesse Unk SI on Twitter. Chris, the Film Freak Kessinger. Check out the Film Freak Review page on Facebook. And I am Ryan Weiss. You can check out rockeverywhereinc.etsy.com to follow my art and apparel page. We appreciate the support. And, of course, at Made to Motivate podcast on all social media sites. Thanks again, and we'll check you next week.